I'm settled. We're here.
Yeah.
It's episode 22. Modest Tomato just talked during my intro.
Are you gonna start?
But I was doing it.
Are you gonna start, Sid?
No. Welcome to episode 22 of season 2 of Video Games Are Hard. I'm Sid, your host, your primary host, secondary host Trey over there.
I'm always secondary, never been primary.
Secondary.
Tertiary host. Let's go.
And then tertiary host of the week. Never again will he be on Modest Tomato.
Howdy. That's me.
That's a pretty bold thing to say, considering how many repeat guests we get on here.
I was gonna say. I was like, damn, didn't realize I signed like an exclusionary contract. Yeah.
No matter how good this is, you're never coming back. Sorry.
Yeah.
Never.
Well, you said you were busy, just like for every every coming Thursday after this. And it's just like, this Thursday I'm free, but like, I don't know, I plan to be really busy after this. So.
Yeah, I'm sorry. Yeah, I'm never going to see you guys again. Sorry.
All right,
welcome to the show.
Modest Tomato, for the people out there listening, who are you on the internet exactly?
I kind of exist. I play some Tetris. I play some Super Mario Sunshine occasionally. I just hang out when it's fun. I play video games, pretty much. Video games are hard.
You know what's crazy? I never knew you were a big Tetris person until literally a few days ago.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like it does. Like, if it doesn't come up, I won't bring it up. But I don't know. I feel like it's kind of like a big part of my identity online at this point. Where it's just, I don't know, I play a lot of Tetris, commentated a lot of Tetris things.
Dude, online identity, like establishing your online identity is so interesting. But yeah, you're just known for Tetris now. Like, you were among, so we did, Modest Tomato and I, and Lego, the third in the race, we did an Ocarina of Time any percent glitchless race yesterday for over 6 hours. And we were just chilling in the call. So this is... I'm sick of Mod Tom at this point.
Understandable, honestly. I would be sick of myself, too.
Well, luckily you got me. I've got a fresh perspective, so it's all
Let's
good.
Go.
Yeah. and you won the race, so I'm even more sick of you.
Did you beat Sid's race PB?
I did. Yeah.
Ooh.
I feel good about it,
Yeah, it was a good run. But... It was chill. I knew going into that race. So, we did a race yesterday, and we asked you like a week ago to be on. We did commentary for the any percent
the weekly
race last week, and like after we recorded last Saturday, we literally immediately DM'd you, and I was just like, oh, I'm in your DMs, and then Pneumatic Komodo was like, oh, the podcast?
The podcast. Yeah, like he knew instantly.
Yeah, he knew immediately. And then you were just like, I'll get to it. And then later you were just like totally down.
See, it makes sense to me that you're a big commentator guy, because I remember before I knew who you were, I did a commentary of a bingo match with you one time.
Oh, true.
And I was like, wow, this guy's like really chill and like easy to commentate with.
Mm-hmm.
So
I mean, I try. I don't think I'm the best commentator. I think there's like definitely a style thing where everyone kind of has their own brand. A little bit.
Yeah.
You're definitely more of the chill type. Lego's more of like the grandiose type commentator.
Yeah.
Like over the top.
Dude. It was so nice doing the OOT race yesterday, because going in, I was just like, all three of us are commentators. Like I do a podcast every week with Trey, and we do the SMS commentary. You're from Tetris, and Lego's just like, I don't know where he's from, but he's just the commentator elite guy.
He's from Legoland.
He's from Legoland.
And we were like complimenting him in the call, and he's just kind of like sitting there flustered.
Yeah, that's really cute.
Yeah, but we're all just like, all three of us commentary, and we just like had really nice banter for literally 6.5 hours.
Which is pretty impressive.
Yeah, so as a whole, because I didn't get to watch most of that race, but how did it, like, what's sort of like the rundown play-by-play of how that race went?
Lego attempted fire skip.
Yeah, he didn't get the slingshot, and so he was like, now I have to do 3 different skips in places or whatever.
Wait, fire skip, is that a glitch?
No, it's not a glitch.
It's allowed in the glitchless rule set, but it's definitely not intended, so I don't know.
Did anyone do a glitch by accident and therefore disqualify the run?
Well, Mod Tom picked up bomb drops.
No.
I actually looked at the leaderboards, and I can't submit because BizHawk is not allowed. So
what's BizHawk?
Did I really beat Sid's race PB? Probably not.
Well, what's BizHawk?
That's my emulator. They only accept from like Project 64 apparently, which I didn't know.
Oh wait, I was actually gonna make a meme saying, "Yeah, you got to play on Project 64," but that's actually true.
Yeah, that's true.
Wait, why is BizHog banned and Project 64 is not?
I don't know.
I see some emulator favoritism here, huh?
Yeah,
I mean, I don't know. Emulators are different, right? Maybe it's not accurate.
My assumption, I know BizHawk is the big tool-assisted speedrun one, as far as I know. Maybe Project 64 emulates real-time gameplay more accurately. That's probably what it is.
It's probably something like that.
That's my assumption.
I like that Trey asked for a rundown of the race, and we said Lego did fire skip because that is kind of like the rundown. That is the rundown of the race.
We were just making fun of him for 6 hours for not playing Slingshot
because he was stuck. He was literally stuck on fire skip for half an hour, and it's just like, oh, are you doing okay? And he's just like, yeah, I'm doing fire skip 2 now.
There's 2 of them.
Wait, remind me what fire skip is for the layman.
In Dodongo's Cavern. And I'll let Modest Tomato take the rest. In Dodongo's Cavern.
In Dodongo's Cavern, there's like a place. So right before you get the bomb bag, there's like a little eyeball that you shoot, and then it deactivates like a fire, and then you jump over the fire into the other side, and then you do like a Lizalfos fight or whatever. And then after the Lizalfos fight, there's like another 2 platforms where you shoot the eyes, and then the fire goes away.
Fire skip is that room with the 2 cylinders of fire on those platforms?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, I know exactly what you're talking about now.
Yeah, the fires are still there. Exactly. Yeah.
I remember seeing Danny B do that like a couple years ago, and I was blown away by it.
Mm-hmm. So, but Lego was doing it for the first attempt.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wait, has Lego done it before? He was just trying to learn it during the race?
He was learning.
He just learned it during the race, and then he did it.
What a Chad move, learning strats during a race.
Yeah, and so that was the story of because it was just like kind of me versus Mod Tom for a bit, because I was like, oh man, I know all this shit, and then once I hit Water Temple, it was
all downhill from there.
Like I feel like I'm repeating the podcast from a year ago, because we did season 1, and during season 1 I did the first any % glitchless race. So like going back to listen to that episode might be interesting to me, just like what my impressions were. I know I complained about Darklink a lot, and you know what, this race I also complained about Darklink a lot.
Darklink sucks.
Darklink is a terrible boss fight.
You know, Darklink is weird because it's one of those bosses where I swear the 3 or so times I've played through the game, it seems like the strategy I had to use to beat him always changed.
Yeah,
it's like I remember doing the fight this way, but doing it now it's not working, so I got to like do it this way.
Like it's a weird fight. To my chagrin, I gave Mod Tom the advice of don't target him, and I asked him just like, have you played Dark Souls? And you said no.
No, sorry.
Well, we can get into that in a bit, like what like your gaming history and stuff. Like you're the guest, but like we're gonna be here for a while.
Yeah, oh my god, I can't believe Ocarina of Time got targeting from Dark Souls.
Yeah, I can't believe it.
They ripped him off.
But I was just like, oh, have you played Dark Souls? And you said no. And I was just like, well, it's like fighting gargoyles. You can't target a gargoyle. Like you have to just kind of run around and swing and then just run away. But like with Darklink, if you target and swing, he'll just jump on your sword and backflip. That's what I learned in my first go-around.
Is it something like by not targeting him, it makes it less predictable on your end?
Maybe.
Yes.
Like you can't predict what you're going to do as well?
Well, see, he's just swinging at the same time you're swinging. This boss fight is asinine. The fact that it's like
bad.
The fact that Darklink is like this huge just when you think Zelda, like eventually your mind will get to Darklink or like the evil version of Link. It's such a joke because this first boss fight is terrible. Like is that the first instance of Darklink in Zelda?
No, it's in Zelda 2, the final boss.
Oh, it's in Zelda 2.
I remember I know in Zelda 2 it's notoriously hard. It's a hard game in general, but that fight's really, really hard.
I would describe that fight as asinine.
I don't know. I feel like if you get Big Goron Sword or you get Din's Fire, it's so easy that it doesn't even count as a mini boss. But then it's so hard if you don't have those things.
Yeah, and I didn't have those things like an idiot.
I didn't either. I just stole your strat.
At one point, I could have sworn like the optimal thing to do was use the hammer. But then once I used the hammer again, it didn't even work. So I was like, maybe that's not what it is?
Weird.
So,
I don't. Like, all I know is that, like, we were kind of going neck and neck. Like, we were doing a slightly different route, which was interesting. And then we got to Water Temple. And going into Water Temple, you want to tell, Mod Tom, just, like, what our interactions about Water Temple were beforehand?
About what? Oh yeah, I don't know. I think
Yeah.
I was like, I'm really scared. Like I'm hella gonna forget where a key is because I've never played vanilla OOT. Just like I feel like keys should be here, so I hope they're here. And then Sid's
Yeah.
like, "Oh, I got this," and then then it turned out like the other way around. I feel
Yeah.
like a hella crushed water temple. I skipped a key.
Dude.
That was nice.
That variance, that antithetical confidence versus outcome reminds me of that one task entry.
Which tax? Which
The
one?
one with in Pinna Park.
Oh yeah.
You're like, oh yeah, dude, I fucking got this. I got the yellow buttons so fast. I got these coins so fast. And then I'm like, I don't know, mine feels kind of bad. I might like not do too well this week. And I get like second place.
You get second place and the manager bonus.
And the
or whatever.
manager bonus for the same route bonus. But yeah.
Yeah. I was so confident going into one of those tasks. You know the tasks
I know the tasks,
Tomato.
yeah.
Like a vintage version of them where it's just like the requirements of like standing on top of a tree or like getting collect 3 red coins and out of the 8 that are in the environment. And
I like those a lot. I think those.
yeah,
are cool.
they are really cool. They're just like kind of genius ways to kind of like
It's
like different ways to
it's-
route stuff. Yeah.
It's custom ILs within vanilla SMS, which is really cool.
Exactly. And I was just so confident about mine. I was so confident. And then Trey's just like, yeah, no. And I was the fastest without boat though.
Yeah,
know?
you
Let's
did
go.
have the fastest with your route, to be fair. So
Yeah.
I'll
With
give you
my
that.
route, I was the fastest. But yeah, I was so confident going into Water Temple, and then I was so crushed after Water Temple. I was just like, I lost like half an hour. I ended up being an hour behind my PB. But I'm just like, my thought process on the race to like wrap up the race, kind of, unless Modest Tomato wants to talk about it a little bit more, considering he did really well.
I
You know?
won. Yeah.
But I'm just glad that I was last, because in our first like glitchless any percent race, Cathalon was playing for 13 hours.
Yeah, I
And-
was so afraid of a repeat of that after hearing
Yeah.
the story. I was like, that could be me.
Yeah, because it's like, in my mind it was the same kind of story, because you were just like, you and Lego were just like, we've never played this game vanilla, and I was like,
Yep.
oh, you guys are fucked.
That is so
And-
crazy to me. So you've only ever played randomizers for Ocarina of Time?
Yeah, I think I had maybe the 3DS version, and then I played through like 2 dungeons. I never beat Jabu, I know that
okay.
for sure. But like, yeah, I
Oh.
did not get very far.
Mhm.
Dang. So randomizer actually prepares you fairly well for vanilla? Question
Better
mark?
than
Yeah.
vanilla.
I mean, because you have to go to all the places, right? I
Right.
think that helps a lot. So like, you need to get your items from all the different temples and shit. So like, you get like kind of an idea. I didn't know like which chests had what, I guess.
Yeah.
Which is like
Yeah.
a little weird, but I looked up where some of the keys were beforehand just so that I didn't get completely lost.
I mean,
Yeah.
the way you were playing it, it essentially felt like randomizer, except the random seed was just the vanilla seed.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
it was like a randomizer.
Except for
Yeah,
you know
yeah,
that
so
the
it's just
Skulltula is
a
going to
randomizer.
give Skulltulas.
Yeah.
it was it was
Exactly.
it was a very kind randomizer where the items you get are very convenient to where you are.
Yeah,
It's true. They were
If
really
anything.
convenient.
super convenient.
Could have been more
but-
convenient, you know? Maybe could have been in the first house, could have gotten all my items there.
Yeah.
Just been done with the game.
But but yeah, I'm just glad that I lost, because I was an hour behind my personal best, which is like 2 or 3 attempts. And then I just want to hit home that I've only done a couple runs, and losing this race is not that big of a deal.
I feel like you're
Sid-
saying
Sid
that
was
as
crushed.
if it's a big deal. Yeah. Like, this is you telling yourself it's not a big deal.
It's not. It's really not. Like, I'm glad that you won. Handshakes all around. But, we're fine.
Sid's
but-
looking at himself in the mirror. It's not a big deal. We can get over this. It's fine.
I'm getting
Okay.
You beat Vanquish God hard. Just keep pumping myself up.
You are
But-
an epic gamer.
but I'm glad I lost, because I just, like, it was 7 hours and 22 minutes, and then it was over. Like, nobody
Yeah.
else was lingering on. Nobody, like, Lego wasn't taking another 2 hours
For fire
because-
skip or whatever. Yeah, that
Yeah,
would
he
have
did-
sucked.
He passed me in Water Temple because he did like this skip that he was learning the setup of, and I was just kind of doing it vanilla and terrible at it. And then he was just like, "Oh, I beat the Water Temple." I'm like, "Shit!" Like, we were like, later on we were commiserating, being like, "And we can't make fun of Lego anymore because I'm in last."
Yeah.
Wait, can I take, as a person who doesn't really remember much Ocarina of Time casual stuff, can I take a guess as to what the water temple skip he was attempting was?
Go for it.
Mod Tom would know.
I
Did
don't
it have
even know what the skip is. But
Oh, I was wondering, did it have something to do with on the highest floor, you can, I think, make that jump to that Zelda's Lullaby thing.
Yes.
Oh, that sounds right. Yeah, he probably.
Because I remember, I would attempt that jump casually, and I think I actually got it one time. But like usually when you do it, you just like infinitely grab the ledge, like da 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 da.
Yeah, no. See, when you do that,
again.
I feel like if you jump slash, then sometimes you get up. Because I did that in randomizer sometimes. Because from there you can like clip into the water level or something, and then I don't know, fall through the world to some of the different water temple places.
Oh yeah,
which is good. Yeah.
I was just happy that playing that race, I just randomly got some like speedrun tricks. Like I got the jump slash into the rupee in the ice cavern that's in like the
oh yeah, I did
case.
that one. That one's fun.
Yeah, I like I've never tried that before, and I got it first try, and I was like, oh, that's so cool. And I got like sick. And I got like the Dompe jump slash, like the glitchy like ledge climb into jump slash movement that I've seen.
I've never done that one like successfully. Yeah. You have that one over me.
I did. I was just like, I'll try this, and I got it first try. I'm like, oh, I'm ZFG. I'm the modest tomato. I'm the modest tomato of
Ocarina of Time.
Ocarina of Time.
That reminds me of in my first ever playthrough of Mario 64 on the All-Stars version, I got the frame walk JRB strat first try.
Oh yeah, I did.
But then again, you can just use the D-pad, so it's free. But still, it was still cool that I got it first try. So
yeah, but yeah, I'm glad that we did that race. And like going into it again, we were just all three commentators, so I knew that we were just going to be like having a really chill time. And
you were commentating your own race.
Yeah, like we were just like recording a podcast for the first like 4 hours.
Pretty much.
Like eventually, at some point, we were just like, like we're crashed, just kind of defeated by the game.
We're just trying to win at this point. We just want it to be over.
Yeah, but. and I, just like when Modest Tomato was finished, I'm just like, I'm glad you won, like, and it's over for you because it's not over for me, and I still have to play for an hour. But
okay,
like,
so are we done with Ocarina of Time?
Sure, yeah.
All right, so I think we should get into Tetris because I'm interested in this. So.
Sure.
How long and like how did you get into Tetris? How long ago was it as well?
So I think it's like late 2018-ish. So like 3 years ago now.
Relatively recent. Okay.
Yeah. I don't know. I feel like 3 years feels like a long time to me. I don't know. Maybe
for
this
some
is what
reason
being
I was
20 is
expecting
like.
you to be like some OG or something. Like 2010. You know.
No, there are people like that though. Like all the top talent are like 14 years old. It's fucking crazy. All these prodigies dominate.
Just
the
like
scene.
chess. Just like chess,
yeah.
I think in any game or anything, like young kids just rise up eventually.
Yeah.
That's just how it goes.
Their minds are like sponges.
They soak in the info that you need.
They know how to speak Swedish in a month, and I'm just sitting here being like, "Hest is horse."
Oh yeah, it's especially true with languages. That's true.
Yeah. So Tetris.
Yeah.
We don't know what to ask questions towards Tetris.
Specifically modern Tetris, right?
Oh,
yeah, that's true.
This is the question to ask. So Trey said, "Does he?" Last week when we mentioned you, before we invited you to be on the pod, he was just like, "Oh, does Modest Tomato have a faster 40 lines than me?" And I said, "I will bet my entire life savings that he does." And
I remember this.
You guys can compare. You guys can compare.
No one can be my 53. 53 is untouchable.
So you guys can compare PBs right now.
Believe
53.
it or not, 32. You know,
not bad.
Bit lucky. You know.
You know what's funny is that someone commented on the previous podcast episode that they had like a 30-something.
I wonder who that could be.
Wait, was it you?
Yeah.
Oh, I thought. Wait, was that? I thought. What was the username on that?
Oh yeah, my YouTube username is different.
Oh, okay. I didn't know that was you.
Yeah, that was me.
Because the username wasn't Modest Tomato.
It's
I don't
not.
think.
Yeah.
All right. Well, that explains everything.
Like just as a quick aside, it was very flattering during the OT race yesterday that you guys were just like, you had already listened to the episode that dropped 2 days ago as we're recording. Like you had already listened to the whole thing and just like you were making references to like Hire a Nerd, the SB episode. And
that was like he was good. That was a good one, dude. I did not see that coming.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
But yeah, just as a quick aside, but Tetris, like, see, my relationship with Tetris is Tetris 99.
Yep.
And that's like good. Growing up, my older brother was terrific at Tetris. Not that I know like now, like they would get to the highest level. That's all I know. And then eventually lose. you know?
Yeah.
Like
you know, I'm actually personally, I kind of want to play because I had a Tetris on the GameCube called Tetris Worlds. And I was really bad back in the day when I was playing it then as a Wii lad.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm curious if I played it now, I'd probably be a lot better now. So I might want to try it again.
Maybe.
Yo, race?
Let's
Let's go.
It was kind of sick. I think. So yeah, we could race it. You would destroy me. Tetris Worlds.
Maybe there's some crazy shit.
Yeah, from what I can recall, it was kind of sick. There were like 6 different kinds of Tetris in it. There was original Tetris. There was Cascade Tetris. You know what that is?
Oh, I remember like seeing some video of Cascade Tetris. Apparently, it was like really popular a really long time ago, like 2004 or something. I don't know, some of the Tetris boomers were talking about it, and they sent some videos of people who would just like clear their whole field in one cascade, and that's how they would just win their cascade games.
Yeah, I think that Cascade Tetris is actually easier than regular because any stray blocks just fall down.
Yeah, they just fall down, which is really helpful.
It's more likely to just clear shit for you. But
people played stupid fast, like the speeds they reached is like comparable to the people. I mean, even nowadays with their like whatever 14-second sprints or whatever, like people just played that stupid fast.
Damn.
Which
Wait,
is
14-second 40 lines?
Yeah, that's the world record now.
God.
Yeah, it's crazy.
That's, like, so I was watching you do a Tetrio stream the other week, and I was just like, oh, like Trey said, get Tetrio, but I was just like, oh, this jank ass. Like what the hell's Tetrio? This jank ass.
Wait, what did I tell you?
To get Tetrio.
No, I use Nulpamino.
Oh,
Nulpo is good.
Yeah.
But I watched
Modest Tomato is so in the know. He knows like the abbreviation, like Nulpo.
Yeah, it's true.
I was watching you do Tetrio the other week, and I was just like, oh yeah, this actually looks kind of fun. It'd be cool to jump in, and I've been recently getting back into Tetris 99, like a little bit, just playing a game every so often, but because I was so into it a couple of years ago. But I started playing with a controller. I was talking about how I was trying to make a layout in your chat.
Yeah, did it work out?
Layout. No, I started using a controller.
Wait, I actually got a question that coming from this right now. Do the top Tetris sprinters usually play on keyboard or controller?
Keyboard is like I think it's easier because you can hold left and right at the same time.
Oh yeah.
So like you don't have to let go of one button before you hit the other one. So like that is an advantage to keyboard, and all the top sprints are on keyboard, but you can still reach like 3+ pieces per second on controller if you're really top level.
I just gotta say, it is crazy to me that essentially a typewriter, something that was the intended usage, the use case of typing text into like a printer for a printer press and stuff, that ends up being the ideal controller for many games.
Yeah.
Isn't that crazy to you guys?
That is nuts.
Like specifically a video game controller with buttons and like ergonomic design specifically for video games can still fall flat to what was supposed to be a typewriter.
And it's because of like games like Doom.
Yeah, it's true.
Because
all the early PC gaming.
Yeah, like games like Doom just kind of popularized the keyboard as like, oh, WASD, and
then like obviously the mouse is so good for just like intricate movement and stuff.
Yeah. So I tried Tetrio and like put the controller in. I'm like, how well will I do? I get fucking annihilated. Like
people are really good.
People are sweaty. People are sweaty.
And sure, I'm like washed, or like what's the other thing? It's just like he's washed. He's I can't remember what
it could be anything, honestly.
Yeah.
But like I turned on the game and I was just like, oh, maybe I'll do okay, and I just got destroyed. I'm like, I'll try again. I got destroyed. I'm just like, I'll turn this off, like because being like somewhat of a Tetris 99 guy, and coming from that, I'm like, oh, I can win there, but I cannot win here.
The good thing about Tetris 99 is that you're going up mostly against the average person at Tetris.
Yeah.
So you feel really good because like, oh yeah, I'm lasting way longer than all these peasants out here. But then eventually it gets to like the top 5, and it's like, okay, we got some real Tetris players here.
Yeah.
But then it can still kind of work out to where even if you are against a really good person, they might get like double teamed by you and someone else.
Exactly.
But when it's just 1v1,
that still happens in like Tetrio, like big lobbies and stuff, where like the best player won't always win. But I just think, in a 1v1 scenario, it's a lot more just like clear, like who's the better person. So yeah.
Was there something you wanted to say?
Yeah, sorry for interrupting.
Yeah, no worries. I'm just thinking, like, I don't know, like everyone, like I think of Tetris 99, and I know a lot of top players used to play it, but like I don't know, games like Tetrio and then like other similar clients. I know Puyo Puyo Tetris has a bunch of good players as well.
Oh yeah.
But like I feel like top players kind of gravitate towards this more like 1v1 centric atmosphere because they're like really competitive, and then also Tetrio has a ranked system, so people love grinding on that. And I guess I don't know, that might be what draws like a stronger player to Tetrio compared to Tetris 99.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah. I watched a fair bit, like a few minutes of a video you linked that featured you commentating with Microblizz.
Oh yeah,
and Microblizz being like the former sprint world record holder.
Yeah, he's pretty sick.
And I thought it was funny. There's a very common trend that whenever I watch any sort of modern Tetris type thing, whether it's Puyo Puyo Tetris or any kind of competitive Tetris in the modern sense, there's always one common motif where anytime someone does a 4-wide strat, they always roll their eyes at it. It's like, oh, yeah, you have a 4-wide coming in, yeah.
So 4-wide is interesting, and it's kind of gone in the 3 years that I've been in Tetris through like a lot of different phases where on Puyo Puyo Tetris, it led to like the most terrible meta. It was horrible for competitive play.
I think I mostly remember those days, to be honest.
Yeah, the optimal strategy was literally build a 4-wide and wait to accept garbage so that you can make your 4-wide bigger.
I remember specifically, there's a guy, his name is Stool Softener, like one of the best Puyo players ever.
Oh, I know that guy.
By S2L for short.
Yeah.
He's like an insane Puyo Puyo player, and he would constantly rag on 4-wide like all the time, and I think that's where I got it from.
I will say that did kind of get balanced even in the original Puyo Tetris, where 4-wide is only broken in Tetris and not against the Puyo matchup, I think.
Mm-hmm.
But I think early when it was released, that wasn't the case. I don't know, like, the history.
Yeah, in the early original Puyo Puyo Tetris days, Tetris would just destroy Puyo unless you got super lucky or something.
Tetris still kind of destroyed Puyo, but there's some Puyo players who can kind of hold up.
The main reason for that was that there's really no cap on the speed you can play in Tetris.
Tetris is really fast.
Puyo, there's kind of like a maximum speed you can go at.
Yeah.
So
but there's some players who are like really good. There's one guy called Senred from Korea who's kind of like the master of the Puyo versus Tetris matchup, and would still get like top 8s in Puyo and Tetris tournaments. So like still proving that there's like a chance is to be had, but yeah, Tetris pretty dominant.
Okay.
So, do you have any questions, Sid?
Well, no, we can go into the origins.
Ooh, origins.
We can go into the early stuff. So, Mod Tom.
Yeah.
We have like set questions that we could just kind of like banter about, you know?
Yeah.
We have set guest questions, like getting your start
first gaming memory.
Yeah.
For example.
You're already
that's so crazy.
Yeah. You know, it's weird that you predict it, you know?
Wow, that's so crazy.
You know what? Now that I know who you are on YouTube, I know that you're actually a longtime fan of the podcast. That's sick.
That's true.
What name is it? Which name is it?
I don't remember, but I recognize
Error
the
101.
name. Error 101.
Oh, you're Error 101?
That's me. Yeah.
Dude.
That's why, I know, shocking I didn't know it was you in the comment section.
That's crazy.
I think that's funny that's like finally a revelation, because I've watched since, I don't know, early season 1, I'm pretty sure.
Oh, hell yeah.
Wow.
There was like a period where I didn't, I don't know, probably stuff going on, but part of the reason I picked up Sunshine, honestly, was just listening to the pod.
Cool.
That's sick.
Yeah.
So,
a bunch of other reasons too, but
yeah, for sure. But we'll get into those right now. So what? You know the first question. I don't need to ask it.
You don't need to ask it. Yeah. I've thought about this one because I don't know entirely, because there's like sets of events and I can't really place when they happened. So I have a memory of playing some like geometry game on my mom's computer. I have a memory of a console called the Didj. Didj.
I've never heard of this.
Yeah,
it's the Sidge.
The Sidge, yeah. Yeah, and then I know I got, I think, like a Wii when I turned 7 or something, and then that's how I started playing.
Wait, what was the Didj? Was it like a PC?
It's like a handheld console. It only had like educational games on it, which I think my mom liked.
Oh, that sounds right. It's like one of those shitty like $20 Like probably one of those shitty $20 educational toys where it's just like it has 3 games and it's not like an actual console.
There were like a couple of games on it, I think. Like, I was surprised. Like, in retrospect, I look at that and was like, wow, I feel like this was actually impressive.
Oh,
given that, like, I don't know. I don't actually remember much of it, but I remember having like a couple games for it and them being
actually,
fun.
I vaguely remember there was like a newer version of the Didge called the Didja.
I believe it. I didn't hear about this.
But Did you see these nuts on your face?
Yeah. I was just like, this feels like a Ligma joke. This feels like a Ligma joke.
They already knew.
Yeah, I was just like, this is a Ligma joke.
You got me, yeah.
The Didja.
I believed it. I fell for it 100%. Well, and I've been hanging out with JPEP. Like, that shouldn't be happening to me.
But JPEP does those jokes?
Oh, yeah. He's so funny.
He's a man of class. What can I say?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's true.
So you say that you remember it fondly. I remember some dog shit games fondly.
It's true. I have no idea how they hold up, other than in my I don't know,
like Cedar's puzzle
mind.
Game or whatever.
Cedar's puzzle reboot.
Yeah.
I remember that fondly. It's a great time, a lot of fun.
Yeah.
But yeah, so I remember seeing advertisements when I was a kid for like toys, like what I assume that is, where it's just kind of like, oh, it's an educational game, it's $30, go get it for your kid, and the adults are just like, yeah, let's, you can learn math, and then it's just like here's like, and it's like 7 + 7, you're just sitting there, it's like, where's
the game?
Where's game?
But
game?
That was all I knew as like being the game, right? Because this is like, I don't know, before I played any real video games per se.
Yeah.
So like, I had fun. I don't know.
I'm just trying to remember the terrible games that I remember fondly. Now I'm just like, I can't.
I don't know if I. Well, I think if I were to think of terrible games fondly, it's usually just some Flash game or something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because
like,
you can just sort of cherry pick like, oh, little free Flash game, whatever, if it sucks. Whereas if you buy a game and it's bad, you just kind of feel buyer's remorse.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you're like, I'm not really having a great time with this.
Mm-hmm. Maybe like I'm just like thinking of Neopets games, like I used to play
Neopets?
Dude, I'm vintage. My older sister was super into Neopets, and I used to have an account on that way back in the day. I remember what my username is, but I don't even know if I should say it out loud. Like I don't know what people can do with the Neopets username. It was Sided Williams from when I was a little baby boy. But I remember feeding the omelet, or like taking from the giant omelet and then feeding your pets with it. And all of my pets were dying, but they never died because it was a kid's video game. There's just like,
the one thing I know about Neopets is that there's a food called a water pizza.
What? That's sick.
You remember that?
I know.
And I know this because Feasible Weasel, a moderator in my chat, was playing Neopets and named a pet after me and let it starve because it wouldn't eat a water pizza.
Damn.
And I'm sitting here like, to be fair, if that were actually me, I don't know if I'd want a water pizza. That sounds kind of
that doesn't sound tasty.
Well, the thing in Neopets is you wanted to go to the giant omelet and take like a piece of the giant omelet. It's like, oh, you got one with pepperoni on today. It's like the pepperoni omelet, or just like the cheese. And some omelets were more rare than others. And you just like fed it to your animals, and then you played like little mini games. It was kind of what is it? The penguin game, the
Club
Penguin.
Yeah. Maybe it's kind of like Club Penguin in a way. I only played Club Penguin the one time. It's hard to say Club Penguin. It's hard. It's like really quickly. Club Penguin.
Club Penguin.
Club Penguin. Yeah.
All right, guys. I get it. You guys are commentators.
York.
You guys are commentators. I get it. But
so are you.
I'm the master of the tongue twisters.
Hey, I'm the lax commentator that only gets really excited for Hundas.
Hey, that's fair.
Yeah.
Hey, I get excited for nerdier shit like Audio Cue Wiggler.
Dude, that's so funny that you got so excited over just like he's using Audio Cue Wiggler.
Dude, I thought I was the only one who did it, but Yasi over here taking after me, I see. So.
Wait, what's the audio cue?
So on the third plants, usually when you're timing the spray, you look at where he is and then do it.
Mm-hmm.
But you can just listen to the music and on a certain note, spray the plant, and it always works.
On the third dun.
Oh.
On the third dun.
You don't know what dun is it? It is, but
yeah.
Like randomly, I was just like making fun of Trey. It's like, yeah, you go on the third dun, and then since then he's just like, yeah, you go on the third duh. It's like
and then boom, it works.
And then you spray it, and then you're good. And then
hey, it's sick.
Hey, I would know. I'm second place in Wiggler in a totally unrelated strat, so watch out.
But I
should do more coin flip wigglers. Those are fun.
Coin flip wigglers.
It's when you spray between, I don't know, I think it's 14.8 and 16.2 seconds, the first Dune Bud, and then it has a 50-50 chance of giving you the good pattern.
You mean ground pound it or spray it?
Or ground pound it, sorry.
Yeah.
That's what I meant.
Okay. Yeah, I remember Rasmus telling me that the other week, and I was just like it's hard to, in RTA, know what's going. Like, he says that it's, like, viable in RTA, like real-time attack.
Yeah.
It's so weird that RTA is real-time attack. Isn't that weird?
Real-time attack? When you hear that literally, like, what does that mean?
Yeah.
But, like, we all know what it means, though.
Like, I always thought it was real-time attempt because that makes sense. Like,
that does make a lot more sense, yeah.
You know what? For that matter, why is it called speed run? Why not speed gaming or speed game? Like, we're not running.
Well, we're running the game. We're speed.
Well, yeah,
running.
but you're gaming the game. I don't know.
Yeah, we're speed playing. I don't know.
Speed playing, yeah. I don't know. Running, we're so used to it now that it sounds normal, but like if you think about it, it's kind of weird.
But his argument was like you could be potentially saving like a second and a half or something. But if you get the wrong side of the coin flip, you're losing 4. So it's like viable.
No, it's a second and a half versus a second and a half.
Oh, is it?
That's what Tober will tell you, and I trust Tober on.
Oh, Tober knows everything about Wiggler.
Yeah,
can
but
you see why
like...
kids love Cinnamon Toast Crunch? Sorry.
No, you can make your joke. You're allowed to make the joke.
Thank you.
Tober is just like, it's like me being like, yeah, that's a viable thing you can do in hundreds. Like, oh, you should go for this strat, and everybody's just like, yeah, we all suck at hundreds. You're the only one that's good. Like me, that's us with Tober, where it's just like, yeah, you can say that about Wiggler. We all suck at Wiggler. You and Trey are the only two that are good. So it's just like what are we doing over here,
dude? I resent being good at that level. That level sucks.
Your comment I hated that is really funny.
I remember. I think I was. The more I grinded that strat, the worse my mood was that week.
You're like so done with Scrote Flaka or something.
Scrote Flaka
Wiggler. Talking about ILs. So do you want to talk about? So recently, Mod Tom been on an IL tear.
A tear? I don't know if I'd go that far. I'm not that good at the game, but
well, yeah, but like I don't know. You're
very modest. Modest Tomato's very modest, guys. Let him...
I mean, I don't know. I look at all these other gamers getting 4 world records in a day, and I'm like, damn, you guys are fucking crazy. I guess.
All of them? You mean Lumarty?
Lumarty, yeah, okay.
All one of them.
Everyone, yeah.
Lumarty has been unusually cracked recently. I don't know what's going on there.
Yeah, that's true.
Dude, I'm nervous for my Bianco 100s world record sometimes, but then he's just like, I don't know how to spray the Dune or the Pokey Sprout heads, and I'm just like, yeah, I got that on you. I know how to spray these fuckers.
Yeah,
but like you did the Bianco 3 Reds grind, and that was true. That was such a grind for you.
That was 20 hours. Yeah, that was a lot.
Dude, I remember I actually grinded Bianco 3 Reds a few months ago, and I remember it's a very difficult level to just finish a single run on with those strats.
Yes, it is.
Because you're literally, every single movement is on a cycle. If you're a little bit late, you're not going to make this jump dive.
Mm-hmm. You have to hit the yellow peg on the star.
Yeah, and it's like that the whole way, even into the stars, because it has to be on a certain star rotation as well.
Yep.
And it's very tight.
I think I gave up on the last star rotation in my PB. It's like, damn.
Yeah. I remember... Who commented on it? Somebody commented on it while I was in a call with them, and maybe it was Lou. Oh no, I was talking to Lou, and he commented on it. But or maybe you just said it out loud in your PB. Maybe just like, oh, I didn't go for it. But you clutched at what your goal was. Like you got the 40-second time, and like that's better than my PB for sure.
It's pretty good. Yeah, I think it's like top 10 or something. I felt pretty good about it.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Like, see the thing about your PB though, like the reason to bring it up is just like, oh yeah, I got this time. You were so happy about it.
I was so happy. Yeah.
like I was sitting there listening to you, like get the PB, or I wasn't live, but I watched the VOD of it, and like I want to feel that once, you know, like maybe when I got 96 shine world record, I felt some like that to some degree, but like it just like you getting the PB, the maybe not the sound you made. That sounds weird. It's just like, the sound you made. but like the thing, like you seemed so happy, and I'm just like, oh man, I'm so proud of the guy, Like,
I was pretty happy. It's true. Not gonna lie about that.
That is exactly the feeling that speedrunners are chasing, and why they grind hours and hours on a single level. Is I mean, that's the thing, is that in my mind, sometimes when I'm grinding an IL that I know I can get a better time on, I want to give up a lot of the time because I'm like, man, this could take me another 5 hours. I don't know. Mm-hmm. But then that picture pops into my mind of the person mining towards the diamonds.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
And one of them gave up right before it, and the other one's going to get to it because they didn't give up.
Yeah.
That annoying picture pops into my mind, and I'm like, if I just go a little bit more, I could get those diamonds. And I will admit that, the longer you grind a level, it's a trade-off because you feel like you're wasting more of your time, and it's worse in the moment. But when you finally get it, the euphoria you feel is a lot greater relative to how long it took.
Yeah.
Because I don't know, you just feel this, I don't know, it's crazy.
I feel like the closest I've had to that, the euphoria, was actually getting my current former world record in 96 shines.
Oh, yeah.
Like,
really
I was just like it came out of nowhere, and I clutched it, and I was just like if you watch back my reaction, because I whenever I highlight my world record or a PB or whatever, like I always keep my like victory speech or whatever, quote unquote, I yanked that out of my ass. SB moment.
The victory speech part of PBing is underrated.
Yeah. And I feel like a lot of people are just like, don't do it. And I'm just like, I just want to talk about what just fucking happened, or like, whatever. But like I was like convulsing. I was just like, I can't believe that I clutched that. Like in my chair, my hands were on the side of my head. I'm just like, that's crazy that just happened. And like, I can't relive it right now. Like I tried to just do it like sitting here, but like, I don't know. It doesn't feel the exact same, obviously.
That's crazy. I've only felt that for any percent runs and 120 runs. I've actually never felt that for like in between categories.
Well, it's different because
I didn't play them as much.
Yeah, I treat the in between category as the main category.
Right. Yeah. Totally.
Like until today, playing any percent. I was playing a little bit of any percent earlier, but
because actually my 79 shines PB was fairly good for the time, but I knew it had it had a sandburb death, and I think I fell down the tight ropes in gelato hundreds.
Yeah.
But aside from that, it was pretty solid. But that was like 2017. So.
But also, Mod Tom, you got the airstrip 100 coins world record.
Oh, true.
Yeah, and you did that. That was hype.
Yeah, that was pretty good.
That was the newest addition to the IO board, right?
Yeah. Inspired by me.
Yeah, true. I had your back on it, though. I definitely said this is a good idea. I agree with Sid.
I think it's a much better idea than whatever that like RTA versus non-RTA airstrip reds thing is.
Yeah,
I've never been a fan of that, but
I'm not a huge fan of just like the button storage at all. Like I don't like setup stuff. Like we were just talking about Bianca 3 reds.
And that's a cycle waiter.
Yeah, you wait for the cycle and stuff, and I'm just kind of like, if it doesn't translate to RTA, I'm not really a huge fan of it.
Mm-hmm.
One thing that I will say is that thanks to modern technology, it's a lot more tolerable to do those setup things because you can just look at the in-game timer, and as long as you pound the button at the exact same in-game time, it'll be consistent.
Mm-hmm.
Like before, we had to just use like some visual cue of, oh, if this block is right here, that's when I ground pound. But it was a lot less clear. So,
but like I used to be obsessed with Noki 6 reds and stuff, and I did that over and over again.
Right.
And but like the only thing that's different if you wait for a cycle in that one is the last block. Like the last block, you can get a water slide. That's it. That's the only difference.
Damn.
But like you waiting for Bianco 3 reds, it's just way different. And stuff like that. And like I appreciate people going for it, but like I don't want to spend my time doing that. I'll just try to improve world records in 100 coin shines and call it a day, and so that everybody kind of respects me for that thing that I do. But
you know, honestly, I felt really good seeing Lumardi be proud of a 206 Rico hundreds.
That was funny.
Because I have a 206 and I feel like, man, this time is so shitty. But considering Lou Marty struggled to get that, I'm like, oh, maybe it's not too bad. You know?
Yeah, I've been recently doing Rico 100s, even offline. I've been doing Rico 100s, just like sporadic IL sequences or like sessions, and it's just, I don't know. I've been really close and stuff, but whenever I get a 206, I'm like, is that sub Trey?
Oh, wait, yeah. Are you going to start implementing the fetch strat into it?
That looks so sick.
I've actually had a session since the fetch strat. What's the fetch strat specifically? It's like
where you roll off, or you like slide off the Rico 3 cage. Yeah.
Yeah. I've done a session since I've seen that strat, but I forgot the strat existed. So I need to go back and actually rewatch it. And
it's such a cool strat because, well, first of all, we've never used the outside of the Rico 3 cage for anything before.
Yeah, for literally anything.
But, instead of doing a slide-off rocket Y-turn, you're doing a rollout into you're just jump diving onto the cage, sliding off of it into a rocket directly onto the raptor outside the lighthouse.
Yeah.
Just to put a visual into the viewer's eyes,
how many people are in the IL strats discussion board on?
Yeah, I doubt that anyone outside the core community knows about those. So.
I don't even look at that. It was like Ruthira was just like, oh, did you see this? And I was just like, oh no. And then I just I don't look at that stuff. Like, when is that ever going to affect me? Oh, I found this 3-frame time save in Noki 6. I'm just like, I'm not going to do nail strat, so I don't care. Like, it's just kind of that kind of deal. But yeah, I'll probably try to implement that. But I've been close, and it's been fun. And and for people that don't know, like 206 is 11 seconds off world record, and I'm 1 second off world record. So it's just like, oh, I got 206, woo! And I'm just sitting there going like, yeah, I'd hate myself, or something like that. But yeah.
So what are your, for those people don't realize, there's a huge IL spreadsheet that's really competitive and has all these times, and it's actually, I don't know, it's just fun to look at.
It is
see all these colors and numbers. But what are your current goals in regards to ILs? Are you going for more points or specific things like hundreds, or what are you looking at?
Is this
doing?
Me?
Yep.
All right.
I don't care about Zed.
Yeah.
I thought that when you said hundreds, I was just like, is this towards me? I don't care about points.
That was just an example. That was an example.
I don't care about points.
Honestly, for me, it's just like whenever there's a level that I feel like this is really fun, I want to do this now, and then I'll probably just sit down and I'll grind it for however long it takes just to get a time that I'm proud of, even if it's 20 hours. Like, I swear I've put more time into Bianco 3 Reds than any percent at this point.
Oh,
pretty sure.
Well, I got to say, those are rookie
funny
numbers because I've put in more than double that time in King Boo.
Hell yeah.
Oh,
you got to bump those numbers up, buddy.
Yeah. Yeah. Hey, I'm not saying I'm better than you, yet. Yeah.
Just be thankful. You were putting your time into something with actual movement. I'm literally.
You're just suffering through.
I am gaining nothing from playing King Boo.
You get to hang out, listen to music. I don't know. It seems chill.
I'm getting nothing in terms of skill, but it is a fun time grinding it, I will admit.
Yeah. That's a win. I did get a cycle skip in my stream today.
Oh yeah, you told me that. It's like,
more during one of the finish runs that I did today. But so Modest Tomato, we can go back to I'm interested in so Trey's 25 or 26 now.
26.
Right? Yeah, and I'm 29. You're 20. Like I didn't know how old you were. Not am I leaking? Does it matter?
I do not care.
You are leaking everywhere. Oh my god!
During the OOT race yesterday, we did the commentary. I think we've done commentary before last week, and maybe once or twice, but I don't really remember it. And I've been just kind of lurking in your stream. So you just seem like a nice, chill guy. So I'm just
let's go.
Watching you do randomizer in the background. Just ice trap lol xd stuff like that.
That's pretty accurate.
Yeah. But last week was kind of the first time where I was just like, oh yeah, this is chill. We did a pseudo podcast with the any percent commentary, and then yesterday we did the 6-hour OOT race, and at some point we mentioned Lego was just oh, I'm opening a beer, or talking about he was talking about chilling with wine or whatever, and then because the podcaster in me just kind of wants conversation to happen. Just like,
Yeah.
I was just like, oh, do you like wine? And eventually the conversation, it turned towards you because you're obviously in the call, and it's just like it's like, oh, do you like wine? And you're just like, I'm 20. Like I'm not quite old enough.
No, I mean,
but he's so close. He's old enough in Canada. All right,
it's true.
But yeah, you had your answer.
My answer to,
Yeah, if you liked wine, but like I was just like, oh yeah, how old are you, Mod Tom? And you're just like, oh, 20, and I'm just like, oh, so like. Oh, because but so it interests me like what the developmental, like gaming wise, like angle is, right? So it's just like when I was a kid, I played like on the NES and the NES, and nobody calls it the NES.
Yeah,
nobody calls it the NES. But I played like Super Mario Brothers and N64, and then GameCube, and then I eventually became not a fanboy, and then played other games, and now I'm just like a computer gamer.
you graduated from Nintendo fanboyness.
Yeah, exactly.
Which is definitely this is the best time to stop being a Nintendo fanboy. I gotta say,
exactly
with all the things they're doing right now.
Yeah, like with like Rock Band was the game that like I need to play the good version of this, not on the fucking Wii. But I'm interested like in your like how did you get to like Tetris? Like how like you start with the educational game. Where do you go from there? Like what's the first game you fell in love with? What's like I just want Mod Tom to talk for like 20 minutes straight.
Sure, I'm down. So let me think. So the first console that like was like an actual console that I ever owned was I remember like some friends at school were playing on the DS or something, and I was like, dude, this is so cool. Mom, I want one. Can I have one for my birthday? And then I got the Wii instead.
and then you got the Didja.
Yeah, I got the Didja. Yeah. But yeah, I got a Wii. I think I got New Super Mario Bros. Wii with it.
Oh,
solid,
such a good
solid.
Which is I don't know. Like I have nostalgia for that game, which is really weird because I feel like no one else will ever have nostalgia for that game. I also ran it.
Oh, I think that anyone like around your age or younger will have nostalgia for sure.
Yeah. And then I don't know. I played a lot of Wii games. I don't know. We got the Wii U when it came out. Played a lot of that. I'm trying to think of like I don't know exactly what got me into Tetris. Maybe I probably just saw some like I don't know some YouTuber play it, and then I think some of my friends at school played some, and then I don't know. Around that time is when I discovered Twitch and Discord, and then it just kind of happened.
So 2018, right?
Mm-hmm.
I think that was around the time when that classic Tetris tournament video went viral. With Jonas versus Jeff.
The Boom Tetris for Jeff.
Like, Boom Tetris for Jeff.
Did you know the person who made that video made a video on a tournament I commentated yesterday? Like,
wow.
It came out yesterday. Like, there you go. Like, full circle.
Damn.
Mm-hmm. You said you speedran Super Mario Brothers or New Super Mario Brothers.
Yeah, I don't know how I got into speedrunning. I think I just, like, maybe I saw some video online, and I was just like, this seems cool. So I was like, I tried Mario 64. I was like, I don't know. I don't know. I'm not super. I don't like playing on keyboard. This isn't a great time.
I would suck for that.
Yeah. So, then, I don't know. I tried Mario Wii. I did pretty all right. Even with keyboard, I had, like, I don't know, a couple minutes off the recce in any percent, which was fun. Mm-hmm. I played max percent, the 12-hour category. That was fun. that was an interesting one for sure.
Jesus.
Insert that into the sit-a-thon.
Yeah. Oh God.
Just make it a 47-hour marathon. My first, I remember my first game that I wanted to speedrun. I think was like, what is it? The 3DS version of 3D World, like 3D Land, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
I remember.
Oh yeah, I remember Cosmic ran that before, and Didja.
Yeah, and I remember like messaging Crystalum. Do you remember Crystalum?
Yeah, I remember Crystalum.
Yeah, I remember. Like he's another Canadian runner of Sunshine back.
He was more French than you.
Yeah, definitely more. Sure. Way more French than me. Perpetually à la toilette.
Many toilettes all over the place.
Many toilettes. But. Yeah, I remember DMing him or messaging him on Twitch. I remember messaging people on Twitch remember messaging people on Twitch like through whispers. Like I remember doing that. And just like, what a world.
Well, no, you know, on Twitch, people still like whisper you sometimes. It's kind of weird.
Well, they're just saying, hey, you wanna be famous, bigfollows.com or whatever.
I don't get those.
I feel like I've
often,
used
really.
Miss Whispers like once or twice ever. I just think they're funny.
Every few months, I'll randomly get a whisper to me like, "Yo, Trey, it's been a while. What's up, dude?" I'm like, "I'm just chilling here. You know?
I'm down
Just
here.
chilling.
I'm alive."
But I remember that being like one of the first games that I was like super into. Like, what's your taste in games though? Like, you eventually got into Tetris when you were like 17.
Yeah.
Like I remember being like a huge COD guy when I was like 13 or 14. Like Call of Duty was just massive, and playing with like my cousin and buddies of mine. Like, what was your equivalent? Do you have an equivalent?
I don't know. I've just played a lot of like Wii and Wii U games. Like I know I love Donkey Kong Country, Returns, and Tropical Freeze. Those are sick games. Trying to think of like what other games I played. I know we play. I don't know. My mom loves Pikmin, so we play some Pikmin 3 in the house. That's a lot of fun.
That's sick.
Yeah,
I still got to get around to Pikmin. I haven't played one yet.
Time to start. You know,
It's always time to start.
I always love like the memory. Like we actually talked about it a little bit yesterday. When just like I cherish the games during the top 10 pod. I remember talking about bonding with my sister over like Riven, and we were talking about it with Ocarina of Time, where like I would beat the bosses for her, but she would like when the Deku tree sprout would come out, she would do like the voice, like she would read it out loud and do like a funny voice, and I remember that very
funny
fondly.
Voices. This is my opinion, all right, my hot take, but funny voices, like if you're hanging with a friend and you're doing a funny voice, that makes it so much more fun. Like just experiencing it with a friend, I don't know, it just makes the game better.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I remember her being like an accurate to what we would think that the Deku tree sprout would sound like, and she would be like, "Oh, like I can't remember, I can't do it justice."
Oh,
but
right.
It's just like,
see, you know what? Nintendo's ahead of the curve. They don't put voice acting in their games because they want the consumer of the product to make the voice for them.
Yeah,
and then boom.
Then 29-year-old me recording a podcast will be like, "Oh, when I was 6, my sister was dope."
See, Nintendo is thinking of streamers because a streamer sometimes they do the thing where they'll read the dialogue, but if they're just talking at you, actually voice acting it, you don't get to do that. It's not as interactive. So
yeah,
Nintendo was just thinking ahead of the curve.
Yeah, I definitely cherish moments. Like one of my most memorable moments with Breath of the Wild was literally, like, sure, I've been collecting Korok seeds or whatever, but when you talk about playing Pikmin 3 with your mom, and I'd love to hear like memories you have with like just any, because I just love hearing those kinds of stories with just like family members or whatever. I remember playing Breath of the Wild a little bit at with my mom, and I had her try one of the trials, and
oh, that's fun.
And I've told the story on the podcast that she tells me, and I believe her because she's my mom and I love her. But she says that when I was 3, when I was taking a nap, she beat Battletoads.
Wow.
And that's
gamer.
Yeah, that's gamer. And like she worked on it for weeks in order to beat it. And watching her do the one trial of Breath of the Wild, it was one of those parasol trials where it's just like you just jump into the wind stream and it carries you to the platform, and you have to like drop onto the platform and press like A at a specific time. And she, for the life of her, could not do it. And it was just like one of the simpler ones. And I'm not like saying, oh, my mom's a trash gamer or anything like that. But
she didn't beat Battletoads. There's no
way. She put the effort in, and then she was just like, yeah, I'm okay. And then I was just like, yeah, I'll do it. Like, it's fine. And we were just like having a chill time, and she would watch me play Breath of the Wild. I remember back in the day, she would watch me play Assassin's Creed and stuff, just like on the big TV. She's like, oh, are you going to set up here? And I'm just like, sure, I can set up here. And she's just like, oh yeah, I'm really excited. And she would just sit and watch me play. But like Pikmin, like you say you played with your mom Pikmin 3.
Mm. Yeah, so she was always like freaked out by like the consequences in the story mode, where like, I don't know, if you fuck up with your Pikmin or whatever, they're just gone forever. It's, and she's like, dude, I'm going to throw a bomb rock. I fucking hate that. I'm going to lose all my Pikmin. I'm going to be so upset. So instead, what we played always was so we tried the Battle Bingo, which is a mode in that game, but it's like very, I don't know, I wouldn't say like competitive, but like you can drop like meteors on your opponent, and she was like, I don't like this, there's so much like conflict or whatever, we should just work together. So we ended up playing as like the mission mode, or I think it's called, and like there's some other modes in that like category, but I don't know, you like have to collect all the treasures before the time runs out, and if you do, you get a platinum medal, and we tried grinding out a bunch of platinum medals, and that's a lot of fun.
Yeah.
Wow, you get a lot of free platinums if you're playing on PlayStation, huh? The easiest platinum.
Yeah.
My mom was the exact opposite with Mario Kart. She was just like, every now and then she brings up the fact that she actually beat me in Mario Kart Double Dash. She's like, I beat you once. And I was just like, I don't remember this. It's just like, I did. I definitely beat you. And I was just like, oh, okay, sure, whatever.
And I think I always say this whenever we talk about parent stuff. I think I always mention, like, I can't even imagine my own parents playing, let alone watching me, or other way around. I don't know. They're just like, they don't. Video games were the thing where my parents would buy it for my brother and I to like get us to shut up about wanting it so bad. And they wanted nothing to do with it. They're like, okay, they have their games. We're not going to get involved with it. We don't care about the games. So.
Yeah, as long as they keep their studies up.
Yeah, as long as we got good grades and read enough books, then it was A-okay. But yeah, I think the only gaming stuff my parents have done were like my mom playing Pac-Man in the arcades when they first hit the arcades. Mm-hmm. And then my dad, I don't even know if he's like played any, or no, that's false. My dad actually loved a PC version of Clue.
Oh, was it the disc?
Yeah, it was the disc.
Oh, it was the disc in the cereal box.
Yeah, the disc like with the epic voice actor.
I love that.
Yeah,
we all love that. We had like the. Unless you want to keep talking about your dad playing.
I just wanted to say I actually referenced that version of Clue in a video I made.
Yeah, please sick. Die. Yeah,
please die.
Yeah, that's a great game. I remember in the cereal boxes we got like Roller Coaster Tycoon and what was it? Operation. There was an Operation game too.
Dude, we had a Cap and Crunch CD-ROM game.
Really?
And it had a platform. You could make your own character. It had all this stuff in it. It was kind of weird. But it was cool.
We had an Elmer's glue like build your world.
I've never heard of
That's
this.
awesome.
I don't remember it. I just remember it was Elmer's glue, and it was just like this random shitty PC game. And I remember like I can see like the outlines of the cone building that you're trying to build or whatever, and it's just Elmer's glue. Like I don't know how to describe it past that. Like maybe somebody could look it up or I could look it up right now, but it's just when you mentioned that I was just like Captain Crunch, Elmer's glue. Like I don't know why I thought Elmer's glue. It's not like I ate paste, swear to God. But yeah.
So going back to alcohol. I was just curious, have you ever like drank alcohol or you don't like
drankin'?
I have drank in a little bit. I haven't drank in enough to get like really drunk or anything, but I don't know, like my dad lives in Germany, so like when I go there I'll have like a drink at night or something, or like because I just want to get it out there that I'm a super unusual case to where I actually waited till I was 21 to ever drink. Wow. Good for you, honestly.
And I gotta say, where's my medal? What the hell? Like, do I win something for this? No, honestly, I've never mentioned this like really on the internet before, but it's true that typically the average American who has to wait till 21, they'll always drink a beer or something before they actually get to that age, because that's a long time to not drink ever. I gotta say,
Canada for sure.
Yeah.
But yeah, honestly, I don't know why I did it. I wasn't super like goody two shoes or anything. Something in my mind, maybe my parents just like instilled in me something to that. I don't know. Somehow I put off till I was 21 to ever drink, and I think back to it, and it was totally pointless. But
yeah.
And I gotta say, it's also funny how it's like so unusual to actually follow the law.
Yeah.
Legal drinking age is 21. It's just like, but like, nah.
It's like, come on.
Yeah.
But I have yet to meet someone else who's American who actually also did that.
No, when I was 17 or something, I remember getting somebody to buy me like a 28 of Molson Canadian, and I drank the whole thing in one
Damn.
And my dad, when I came home, was like laughing at me puking in the front lawn.
Damn. Your dad had a very different response than my mom would probably be like. She'd be like freaking out.
Yeah, same.
It's just like, well, I don't know if I drank all 28. That sounds pretty fucking
that's
a
crazy.
lot.
That's pretty badass.
Yeah, that's a lot. But maybe I had like half of it. Maybe just like my teenage brain, it's like, oh, I drank the whole thing.
But okay, I want to say, for anyone out there, I would not recommend doing what I did. Honestly, I think it's good to like get. I'm just saying, get like a little bit in there to know earlier on what you can handle.
I agree.
Because
like knowing your
versus, like-
limits is important as hell.
Yeah, knowing your limits is the number one thing when it comes to alcohol, because when you're out there, partying or wherever, there's alcohol involved, and you're not super familiar with like how much you're able to intake safely, that could turn into a pretty rough night. That is almost inevitable at some point early on before you know better. But I feel like the earlier you understand that, the less likely you are to really mess yourself up when you're older. Because I think when you're younger, you can recover from that kind of thing much quicker than, say, if you're in your mid-20s or 30s even. This is a really random topic, by the way.
Well, you brought it back. You were just like, speaking of wine.
Speaking of alcohol.
This is your fault, Trey. Yeah.
But yeah, I just thought that was, hearing that Modest Amando's 20 reminded me, I was like, wow, yeah, even when I was 20, never drank a sip. So there you go.
Yeah, that is nuts.
Still waiting on that award, by the way.
Yeah.
Definitely need that cake reward.
Come on. Dude, there should be achievements IRL, am I right?
Yeah, and you just get cakes. You just get cakes.
The government pays you.
I'm sure that whenever like Facebook rolls out their meta thing, then there's going to actually be achievements IRL. Oh my God.
Yeah.
What are you guys' thoughts on that, by the way?
I don't know what.
I don't know like much about it. I just know there's like a rebranding, and I saw some video where Mark Zuckerberg talked about VR. I was like, okay.
And tries to not look like a lizard.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't have much to say on it, and honestly, it was a while since they announced it, so it's kind of like rehashing old news at this point. But I'm just curious whether or not like VR spaces will become a lot more normalized into the workplace and stuff like they're making it out to be. That's going to be kind of weird.
Yeah.
I could definitely see it. Like a lot of things got way like a lot of push over COVID, where it's just like everything online space related. It's just like, oh, Zoom got really massive and Discord is $10 billion. And
to be fair, still no one knows where the fuck Zoom came from.
Nobody knows.
We have all these platforms like Discord and Skype and everything, and then Zoom. Everyone's using Zoom.
Yeah, everybody's just using this casual
out of nowhere,
and everybody's just like, "Oh, it's dog shit."
It's true.
Oh, it's like sketchy and selling your data. Oh, whatever. We'll still use it.
But it's just like I love the meme of just like, what's the YouTuber's name? I can't remember her name, but she does like sketches, and she did the over the COVID the months where it's just like, talking to my past self before COVID started. It's just like she and like her past self comes home for a party, and then she sees herself sitting at a table being like, hey, I just traveled back in time, so get ready to like invest in Zoom. Like that's the joke. It's like invest in Zoom. It's like, what the fuck?
Invest
Zoom?
in toilet paper.
Buy a bunch of toilet paper and invest in Zoom. It's like, what the fuck, Zoom? Nobody knows, but do it. That's the meme.
I feel like my number one proof that time travel will never happen is that as soon as you have time travel, you have an infinite money glitch.
Yeah.
And if someone knew time travel, they would just have like unlimited money, and then that would just break everything.
Like who won the Super Bowl in this? Like who won the Super Bowl this year?
Invest in literally anything that's successful, and then easy.
Yeah.
It's like
It's like in 10 years, the game Defunct is going to make a sequel, and you should be involved. I don't know where that came from. Defunct. the defunct, the word came into my brain. I'm like, that game with the weird, like that 3-second speed run where you just kind of jump on the platforms. Weird.
Okay, what about this though? People traveled back in time, and that's where Zoom came from. It's from the future, and then they invested in Zoom, and that's how it got so big.
Wait, are you actually disproving my theory
I don't know.
before my eyes?
I'm just out here.
I think
because of time travel.
So things that seemingly come out of nowhere into popularity, that is the result of time travel.
Ooh.
That's the only possibility.
Bitcoin.
Clearly.
You know, I think Bitcoin could be the result of time travel for all we know.
It could be, yeah.
I think I am having a change of theory perspective right now. I think it's totally possible because how does stuff just come into existence without it? Am I right?
Yeah.
There's no way.
Hey, Trey, speaking of wine.
Oh, yeah. You're whining a lot, aren't you? No.
But so we can get back to Mod Tom, I think, at this point.
So you're playing Tetris, you're playing Mario Sunshine. Do you have any other, and also Ocarina of Time Randomizer? Kind of mentioned that.
Yeah, been playing that one lately.
So you're just sort of, taste testing all these little things. Do you have any plans for like some other speed games in the future, or do you want to dedicate a lot more time to Sunshine and get really good at that?
I mean, I feel like I'm still pretty new to Sunshine. Like, I don't know, I started with Bingo in season 1 or whatever of the Bingo League. And then, I don't know, I definitely don't feel like I've reached my limit, and I don't know, I feel like I'm still definitely going up. I also like the community for Sunshine a lot, which is awesome. Like, I don't know, I feel like everyone's sick.
Oh, I think especially since The Purge.
Yes.
It's a lot more bearable now.
But I guess I also didn't hang out with those folks much even before the Purge, so like I didn't get affected that much. Yeah.
Hey, I didn't either, but I definitely had reason not to.
Well, we hung out with Oatflaker at least.
Yeah. But yeah, the community overall, like the bingo community and stuff. Like I remember Shout Plenty getting mad at me for being like, like everything outside of the bingo community is a big thumbs down. Yeah. And I remember like I apologized for that tweet and stuff like that, like afterwards, because I remember he responded with it, being like, "Nah, that's a bad attitude to have." And I'm just like, "Oh yeah, you're right. My bad." But like, I love the bingo community so much. Like, I appreciate the bingo community putting in so much effort to. And we were talking about it yesterday. Like, so many people just came out of nowhere in the bingo community. Like, you're one of them. Just like you just kind of appeared in the bingo sect of the community. Like you, Rajira, Lego,
and also,
Jeff Compass.
Didn't Jur come from bingo?
No, he definitely was like good at ILs before he played bingo, is what I heard.
Or I thought Jur like initially just was like a bingoer.
Maybe that's like how he started in the community, but he was definitely good at the game before that.
Because I remember like when he first started, he was like in the lowest tier of bingo. What's it called? The
Div 3 or whatever. The division.
Div 3.
Yeah, I think Jur was Div 3. And that was actually relatively recent, so he got good like super fast.
He actually likes to be called Jay. You know that?
Yeah, that is
Jay?
what he goes by as Jay.
Yeah. Oh.
Yeah. I don't know.
I like calling him Jur, so there.
Yeah, so there.
Yeah.
Wait, doesn't Dutch Jay also like being called Jay?
Does he?
He just called me Jay. I for a second I was like, are you referencing Dutch Jay on me?
No. Apparently Jay's Canadian, so that's hype. Yeah. I'm just hyped for new Canadians to be like I'm good at the game, and like Go, I don't know where the fuck he went, and
Go is just in like Osuville right now.
Yeah, and
Damn,
just playing on Osu.
Like, but it's nice to see like Canadian players just kind of get good, like not be like, oh, Sid's good, I'm gonna get good. Like I don't have that connection, but it's just kind of like, oh, Canadian, sick.
Yeah,
you know?
Yeah.
Because he's like godlike ILs that like he has world record in like Mecha Bowser, and I'm just like, I can't do Mecha Bowser for shit.
I think that Jur's first IL record was Mecha Bowser. That's where he made
had that
name.
before he like joined bingo. I'm pretty sure that's why. Like I know he was kind of established.
Yeah. See, I always thought of him as the Mecha one-trick pony / bingoer. And then he became insane ILer shortly after. So
yeah. I mean, I think he even had like a mid 120 something at that point.
Yeah,
I don't know.
Yeah, he had a pretty decent time as well.
Yeah, Jay pretty good.
But yeah, like everybody came out of there's a lot of people that just have recently come out of the bingo community, and it's really nice to just be able to, like Trey and I even just kind of be like, yeah, this thing that a lot of people are putting effort into. Yeah, like we'd like to be involved. Like we're not going to do anything. We're not going to be like a restreamer. Like I don't have the internet or the computer for it. But like if people want me to talk on, or me and Trey to talk on a match every so often, or like participate in like a season, like we're totally down to do it. Just kind of the fact that it exists, even though like it's nice to just put our involvement in every so often and just know that it still exists and the gears are turning and we don't have to like super cater to that. But it's nice to just kind of jump in. Just like you're part of it. You're part of the gears. But then again, I can acknowledge myself as part of the gears now.
It's true. Yeah.
But yeah, you just joined in there. So what brought you to like bingo? Like what? Maybe SMS in general.
I think like a couple of things. So I think Trey's video in part.
Of course.
Yeah, gotta. Yeah.
My video gets everyone to get now.
Yeah. I think it was in part, I don't know. Like I played it as a kid. I remember I saw like, I think it was like the Versus, like the Mario Sunshine Versus or something.
Yes.
Right? Like I think I saw this as a kid.
Josh Jepsen attacking toucans?
Yeah. I saw that
got me
as
in as
a
well.
kid.
Let's go.
And then like I was like, I need to play this casually when like around when it came out, and then I played that casually and I was like, this game is sick. I beat it in like a week or something. Because I kind of knew where everything was from watching that race, and then I just beat it in a week. I was like, holy, I'm sick. This game is sick. And then I like played it another time, but then we also moved, so then I didn't have my PAL Wii and PAL disc anymore, because I don't know, we like took the American Wii up to where, yeah, I don't know, weird, complicated.
Up to the Yukon.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Wait, you had a PAL Wii?
Yeah, I lived in Switzerland.
Oh,
so
that
I had
makes
a PAL
sense.
Wii. Yeah.
Yeah, you were telling me how like you kind of like jumped around as a kid.
Yeah, kind of lived
you
all
talk
over.
About that?
Yeah,
you
sure,
wanna
I'm
talk about
down.
that for a sec? Sure.
So I was born in Miami, and then my parents moved to Germany because my dad's German, and I don't know, that's where he worked and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And then they divorced, and then I went back to Miami with my mom, and then she remarried, and then she went to London, and then my stepdad's work took him to Switzerland, so then we moved there, and then
Jesus.
and then they divorced. And
No.
and now I'm in Connecticut.
Connecticut of all places.
Yeah, of all places. Yeah.
And now I'm in Connecticut.
Yeah.
Now I'm in Utah.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know. Like the equivalent.
That's crazy to me, who's lived in Kansas/Missouri pretty much my whole life.
Yeah.
Well, there
Yeah.
was that one summer I was in California, and that was it.
True.
So.
Yeah. I don't know what question to ask about that. Being able
He's Mr. Worldwide, like Pitbull.
Yeah,
We'll
like,
take it.
Pretty much.
I'm Word Man, Hundreds Man, and whatever man. I don't remember what my other man tag is. But you're the world man. You're just world seeing.
I'm down.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, also Mars got me into Super Mario Sunshine.
Yeah.
119 Mars. He's cool.
Oh, is it 119 Mars or is?
Oh,
yeah,
I know
Mars
that. I know that
119.
guy. Yeah.
Yeah.
He's a mod in your chat. I saw
Yeah,
that.
he's sick.
Yeah.
Like we played
He's been
Tetris
around.
together, and then I saw like he like flexed his Nokia 2IL somewhere, and I was like, "Is Super Mario Sunshine sick?" I asked him that, and he's like, "Dude, it's so sick." I was like, "Okay, I'm down to try it."
Yeah.
So you're always down to try sick games.
I don't know if someone, I don't know. I'm always down for honestly anything.
Tetris is sick. Ocarina of Time is sick. Sunshine is sick.
Yeah, I don't know. Like even if it's
Are there
not
other-
sick, like
Are there like any other sick games you're considering getting into at this point?
right now I'm kind of not really looking to get into games. I do want to play more games casually because
Mm-hmm.
I've been, I don't know. I don't know if I've really been feeling the itch to play casual games, but I'm like, there's so many sick games that seem sick.
Might I
Yeah.
recommend, if you're willing to get a little bit frustrated, Dark Souls.
I have, I that is interesting. I also want to try Celeste. Hollow Knight I want to
is
try
good.
at one point. Like, there's so many games I want to take a shot at.
Yeah.
I'll add
Well,
Dark Souls to the list, though. I'm down.
Well, like we were talking yesterday. I'm glad that I remember this. We were talking about like games that made us like tear up just randomly.
Yeah.
Because I was talking about, like, I was just talking about OOT, and eventually I was just like, oh yeah, when I was a kid, I even knew it was great, so I like teared up when I was like finished with it. And like Super Paper Mario was brought up.
Oh, did I mention the Conker's Bad Fur Day thing on the podcast?
I have no idea what we're talking about.
Because
did you tear up during Conker's Bad Fur Day?
Okay, let me explain.
Go for
it. So I had like a big Let's Play watching phase about 10 years ago.
Sure.
And one of the Let's Players I usually watched was Nintendo Capri Sun. I'm sure you know who that is, Mod Tom.
Yeah, I'm a Zoomer.
Oh yeah. So
I've heard the name.
I watched Nintendo Capri Sun's Let's Play of Conker's Bad Fur Day, and it was a pretty enjoyable Let's Play. It's a pretty funny game, pretty cartoony, pretty over the top. It's pretty edgy for the 90s, I gotta say.
Yeah.
But then it comes to an end, and somehow the final cutscene before the credits where Conker's on the throne, I just started like tearing up like crazy.
Damn.
I don't remember what the cutscene said or what exactly happened, but I was like crying at this cutscene. This fucking Conker's Bad Fur Day Let's Play.
What?
Damn.
I don't know. I think something
fair,
in the
though.
cutscene, it just like hit me. I don't know. It was crazy.
Sometimes it just hits you, I guess.
I respect that.
And it's
Yeah,
especially 'cause- see, it would be understandable if I was the one experiencing it firsthand, playing the game, but I was just watching a Let's Play. Isn't that crazy?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, so I brought that up. Like Super Paper Mario was brought up, and Conker's Bad Fur Day is now brought up for some reason. And then what was it? There was Legos. I can't remember what Legos was. Do you remember what Legos was? Masamito?
I'm trying to think about it. He definitely had something. I've forgotten.
Well, or maybe he was just focused on Fire Skip. I don't know.
Maybe, yeah, maybe. I believe it.
But you brought up Yoshi's Woolly World.
I did.
Yeah, and I've never heard anybody say more than just like, "Oh yeah, baby shit game."
Baby game.
Yeah. Here, this is. I'll explain this one. All right. So
go for it.
The game is. We'll call it baby game, sure, but it's adorable. It's a lot of fun. I played it with, I don't know, I played like some of it with my mom and stuff, so there's like nostalgia there. And like I had like a great time. The game's adorable, and then like you beat all the levels, you get all the collectibles, and then there's this like secret final level, and you get all the flowers. Spoiler alert.
What?
Sorry.
The flowers.
Yeah.
No.
Ruined forever.
Yoshi's Woolly World, all flowers.
Yeah, all flowers. Yeah, all flowers.
All melons.
All flags. Yeah.
But yeah, and then I don't know, there's like the cute dog that's like Poochie, I think.
Poochie and stupid.
Yeah, and then like you beat the really hard final level, and then like it's just like this scene, and you're just like, it's like you're in a field, and then like the cute dog walks to you, and it has like its own music or whatever. And I was like, damn, like wow. Like this was a really good game. It's like it hits you all at once. It's like Pokemon Mystery Dungeon, I guess, kind of. I don't know. That game's really sad.
I remember that being mentioned.
That game is really sad. That game is like, I feel like everyone would tear up at that game. But
I don't know. I don't know.
Do you not know what happens at the end of every Pokemon Mystery Dungeon game? I'm down to spoil.
Happens?
It's so the whole premise is that you go to this Pokemon world because you're a human and you become a Pokemon. But then once you accomplish your task in the Pokemon world, it's like, well, say goodbye to all your friends you've made along the way. It's like, damn.
Yeah.
Oh, you got to go back to be a human again?
Yeah, like they're all crying and like waving, like as you like, I don't know, go up in like a bubble or something. It's like your partner that you with. It's so sad. It's so sad.
As you turn back into Ryan Reynolds.
Yeah.
See, that's so depressing because I would so much rather be a Pokemon than work a 9-to-5 job.
Yeah.
That sounds epic.
It does sound epic.
Then I got to go back to the mundane working wage slave life.
They're all crying, just like, "Oh, we're gonna miss you," and you're crying like, "I don't want to work.
I don't want to be the human again." God damn it.
I don't like you guys that much, but I hate my job.
It's so much sicker just being a Pokemon sitting around and shooting fireballs or whatever.
Yeah,
because I'm a Charmander apparently.
We're crying for very different reasons, but we're both crying.
The worst part about those endings is that there's literally a post game where you are just, it's like, okay, I can go back to being a Pokemon again, I guess. So like, there's no
so it cheapens it. It cheapens it.
Yeah, it cheapens it. So it's like, I felt this sad for nothing. I don't know, lame.
Yeah, that's like the weird thing. Like some games just make that decision where it's just like, okay, post game, and you're just plop back in.
Yeah,
I think a lot of the time, any post game stuff is not canon.
Well, yeah,
typically.
But like, see, I've actually was thinking about this with Ocarina of Time. Like Dark Souls versus Ocarina of Time, you beat Gwyn in Dark Souls, new game plus starts, and you can't really go back and replay.
Although in Dark Souls 2 and 3, you have the option to continue playing on that file or start what they call Journey 2. That's why I was saying when I played the final boss in Dark Souls 3 and didn't realize that it was the final boss, I could still continue on that same file.
Oh, okay.
So I didn't screw myself in any way.
But in Ocarina of Time, you beat Ganondorf and then
it's over.
You just go back to your save. Like you just like wherever you last
saved. The Nintendo approach is it goes back to like before you beat the final boss.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And I believe I don't actually know if I can fight the final boss again in my file in Dark Souls 3. I gotta try that.
I would always, for Ocarina of Time when I was a kid, I would always save just at the bottom of the tower so that whenever I wanted to beat the final boss, I would do the Lizalfos fight and then the Stalfos fight and the Iron Knuckle fight and then Ganondorf every time.
Mm-hmm.
But like if you saved after the Iron Knuckles, you would just have to run through all those rooms again and not be able to fight those bosses again, which was kind of lame if I ever saved after that. But but it's just like different approaches of the game. It just like throw it back into the like super emotional. Like how does Three Houses do it?
Ooh, wait, what was your question?
How does Three Houses do like post game content? Does it have any?
No, you beat the game, you beat the final mission, and then you start. Well, yeah, you can actually do New Game Plus where you retain. You can retain all your weapon ranks.
Mm-hmm.
And various other stats that your characters have gotten.
Yeah.
I personally don't enjoy New Game Plus because it's meant to be just sort of like a mess around mode where you can just sort of play God for a little bit.
Yeah.
Because you have like way leveled
you're busted
up
as hell,
weapon.
yeah.
Yeah, you're busted. And that's not at all how I like to play Fire Emblem. Because like Fire Emblem is a lot more enjoyable when it has that scarcity to it, to where you're surviving with like limited resources.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And it's simply not fun when you're going in just steamrolling everything. Sure. It's a lot more fun to just like figure out a strategy around, okay, my units are not very good and the enemies are way over leveled, but it's still, if I strategically do this, I can still do it. So that's a lot more fun to me.
Yeah. Like, Tom, do you have like any experiences with like super difficult games and like tooth and nail clawing your way through it?
I'm trying to think
Yoshi's
of like
Woolly World.
Stupid hard games. Yeah. That was a real killer.
Yeah.
I did play a lot of Fire Emblem as well. Fire Emblem.
Oh, which ones have you played?
So I played Three Houses.
Trey's excited.
Three Houses doesn't even feel like a Fire Emblem game to me. It's so different, and I don't hate it, but I feel like the monastery stuff kind of became a drag after a while. Because like I don't know, I felt like I had to do it to get the full experience.
The thing is, doing the monastery stuff is by far the best way to level up all your stuff.
Yeah, it's true.
Versus, like, the seminar kind of sucked. It didn't really do that much.
Yeah, like, I feel like every time you have I don't know, it's like the weekend option. It's either, you either pick the monastery or you pick the battle, and that's it. Like, you don't pick rest options. And you don't pick the stupid seminar.
I think they only put rest in there if you really don't care and you just want to like keep going.
Yeah. Yeah.
But yeah, it's funny you say that because Three Houses is actually the first Fire Emblem game I ever played. And it like really got me into the series. And I sort of assumed this is sort of what all the games feel like because that's just all I knew.
Yeah, but
then
it's
I
not.
played, yeah. But then I played like Path of Radiance and FE7 and Radiant Dawn, and they were all, they had similarities. So I sort of had a leg up going into it, sort of knowing the basic stuff. But the way they were structured was significantly different. I think the biggest difference being in Three Houses, even though it has permadeath, for the most part, you really can't afford to lose many units, and you got to use the Divine Pulse.
Mm-hmm.
Whereas in like
Divine
other games,
Pulse makes it it feels like less like meaningful when your characters die, kind of.
But it's also kind of
it's kind of convenient, also though.
Yeah, but also the way it's structured, because in Path of Radiance and other like typical Fire Emblem games, they give you a lot of late game units to like act as replacements in case you mess up early on.
Yeah.
Like there will be 40 or 50 characters throughout your playthrough you can get when you only need a team of like 10 or so.
Yeah.
So units are more disposable in a typical FE game, whereas Three Houses, it's more like you pretty much got to save everyone.
Yeah, that's fair.
So, but yeah, what are your thoughts on FE as a whole?
So let me think about what I've played. So I've played 7. I liked 7 a lot. I played like the first half of 6. I don't remember why I stopped. Maybe like because I played Fire Emblem in like, I don't know, high school, and on like this is when I found out emulators exist. We had like little Chromebooks that we had to bring to school and stuff. So I was like, I'm just gonna play Sacred Stones on my Chromebook.
Oh,
nice.
Yeah.
Don't spoil Radiant Dawn for me, by the way. I'm playing that with a friend, and we're in like part 4 of I think 5. 5 is like the end game or whatever.
Oh, you're playing it right now.
We're pretty close. I mean, I don't know if we're playing it right now. Basically, what happened is we like kept dying on one level like a year and a half ago, and then like my friend got frustrated, but I'm like, ooh, I kind of want to play this. But then like we have like a bunch of other games we've been playing as well.
I think you immediately know that Radiant Dawn is quite a bit harder than Path of Radiance.
Yes, it is. I have not played Path of Radiance, but yeah, Radiant Dawn.
You wouldn't know, but yeah.
Yeah, I wouldn't know, but that is what I've heard.
Because I played Path of Radiance my first playthrough on hard mode, and it was not really that hard.
Mm-hmm.
Actually, I thought it was just the right difficulty, to be honest.
Mm-hmm.
But then I played Radiant Dawn on normal mode, and it was noticeably more difficult than Path of Radiance hard mode.
Yeah, we're playing normal mode as well.
Yeah,
and it's still like it's like hard. It's really hard.
Normal it's harder than most other FE hard modes.
Yes,
it's crazy.
Yeah. But yeah, Fire Emblem's sick.
Have you played any Advance Wars games?
I haven't. I've heard they're really similar to Fire Emblem though. Should I try them?
You should try them. They're more different than you probably expect. The units are like super expendable. Like it's built around, buying more units. They end up dying. Like keep replacing them with like your bases and stuff. It sort of has weapon triangle elements to a much like greater degree, where like anti-air totally destroys battlecopters. Battlecopters are super hard counter to tanks. Tanks hard counter anti-air.
Oh yeah.
And then there's also just figuring out the intricate interactions between units, and different COs give boost or like buffs or nerfs to their own units in their own ways.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know. Yeah, I think you'd really enjoy it if you tried it.
It sounds fun.
The reboot's coming out in a few months. So
sick.
Should give it a shot.
Yeah.
So Radiant Dawn is your Back for Blood?
In what way?
Yeah, he's not gonna know what you mean by that.
You're just like you're just clawing through it, and then or like trying to claw your way through it.
Yeah, kinda.
That's kind of it. I felt like we're clawing through Back for Blood. We had our 3rd session this week, and we actually beat the boat mission we were talking about last podcast.
Let's go! And, congrats.
Thanks, man. And we're on to like this new segment where it's just like I think it's like literally 3 levels for the next checkpoint.
Yeah, we don't know, but I think we have to beat 3 levels in a row in one shot.
Damn,
but we're like we're working our way through it. We're like trying to schedule things around KO's sleep schedule.
Not gonna lie, so it's a fun game, and I enjoy the resetting, and again, because after a lot,
I don't enjoy the resetting.
Well, I was getting to my point where like the longer it takes to beat something, and then when you beat it, you feel euphoric about it.
Yeah.
And for some reason, it's every time getting the checkpoint, it's just me.
Oh yeah, it's always like the clutches.
Yeah.
Whenever we have to clutch the ending, we're like all 3 of us are dead, and Sid like runs to the end, and we get it.
I'm just like KO won the checkpoint for us, and he drew all the attention of every zombie, and I'm just like meandering to the last bomb on the ferry, and then I'm just like, oh, I have to kill like 3 zombies, and then KO's just like, go on without me, and I'm just like, where are you? And I'm just like, and he's just like at the bottom of the ferry, and he's just like, don't come get me, don't come get me, don't come get me. There's so many people here, and I'm just like, I didn't see anything. Like I saw absolutely jack all. cool. And then I went back and just kind of stood there and shot random zombies, and then it's just like, we win, and I'm like, cool.
Nice.
But yeah, I gotta say that my only experiences with Left 4 Dead and Back 4 Blood is that it's a very like try to claw your way through it kind of game.
Yeah,
because it's very difficult.
Like
it seems like so much fun. I'm gonna be honest. Like
it's fun though. It's fun, yeah.
Dude. Mod Tom, we were talking about like team games and your Valorant. You're playing with Valorant and your friends, right?
Yeah.
But like Back 4 Blood, like if you have the expendable income of some sort, like it's like $90 is a lot of money. And you could probably what is the Xbox Game Pass thing? Like $1, and you can get it for a month.
$1 for a month.
Yeah, and like I would recommend it for sure, and like trying to get like a group of friends together, or even like maybe trying with us or whatever. Like
yeah,
that'd be
or
cool.
with bots.
Sounds fun.
or,
Yeah.
or with bots, yeah. Bot
Jim,
bot mom, bot Doc. But yeah, what was the last? Oh yeah, so like games you were gonna claw your way through. Like you started talking about Fire Emblem, and Trey just got erect, and
oh yeah.
Sometimes you do, it's okay.
No shame.
It's okay. You know what? I respect that.
Yeah. I think that's so funny how you keep bringing it back to that.
Dude, Mod Tom said I respect that so many times during the OT yesterday.
I respect
like, you know
that.
what? You know what? I respect that. But yeah, like I don't know. I just want to hear your Yoshi's Woolly World, Pikmin 3 with your mom, Tetris, Super Mario Sunshine. Like, is there any other like super notable games in your like? I don't know. I'm just interested
in your repertoire.
Yeah,
I mean,
like
there's probably a bunch I can't think of. To be honest, like I don't know. Recently, I played the new Phoenix Wright game that came out on Switch.
Oh yeah,
it's amazing. I'm a huge fan. It's like Ace Attorney
I
Chronicles
played a
or something.
game.
It's like pretty different from the Phoenix Wright games in general, but like I don't know, they're really good. I was a huge fan of them.
Mm-hmm.
The most I know about Phoenix Wright is that Stelzig's profile picture comes from it.
Yeah, it does. It's true.
And that's it. And there's also the meme where you can like customize the text. It's kind of funny.
That is funny. It's true. I love that.
I love the bot, the Twitter bots, where it's just like, oh, make this into a Phoenix Wright scene, and it's just kind of like a thread.
Oh
like
yeah,
a thread. and it's like super funny, like depending on what the thread is. It's just like, hey. And then it's just whatever the tweet was, and then it's like counterpoint, you suck, and then it's just like, going back. It's like, oh, dude, what was it? I want to talk about how much of a zoomer you are. So
Go
Trey,
for it.
I'm talking to Trey, but Modest Tomato, you're here.
Hey, on the flip side, how old Sid is.
Yeah, and I think I want to know if Trey knows this. So I was watching Mod Tom play Randomizer. And I don't remember what the context was, but I was just like, oh, I'm rubber, you're glue. Whatever you say about me bounces off of me and bounces back to you and sticks to you. And I said that like in the chat, like some sort of like broken version of it, just kind of as a joke. And Modest Tomato was just like, what the fuck are you talking about?
I had no idea.
Like, I have no idea what this saying is, or like what you're saying is. And
I was like, that's a sick rhyme. Did you come up with that?
Yeah, that's exactly what he said.
Yeah.
Wait, does knowing this rhyme make you old somehow?
Well, Modest Tomato had no idea what it was.
Because I know what it is, but I figured it was like a all generation thing. You just kind of know it. Yeah.
That's what I thought.
I just never heard that one. Like I've heard like other ones. I don't know, like boys go to Jupiter to get more stupid or whatever. Like they exist. Like I've heard them.
That one is super universal.
Yeah. I guess I haven't heard bounces off of me and sticks to you.
But wasn't it Mars also in the chat being like, yeah, I have no idea who. Like somebody else was also in the chat being like, yeah, I have no idea what this boomer's fucking.
Maybe I don't know.
To be fair,
I said, wasn't it Lego? I swear it was like Lego or something.
It wasn't Lego. No, it wasn't Lego. I think it was somebody else. But maybe, I would have remembered it was Lego. It was just one of your viewers that I can't recall the name of. But I remember saying it. You're just like, oh, did you make that rhyme? And I was just like, no, what the fuck? And you're just like, I've never heard this in my life. You are an old fuck.
I didn't say it. I said, is it a Canadian thing? Is what I said.
Oh, is that a Canadian thing? And I'm just like, I can't. No, it's not. No, I can't. And so Trey, you know this.
Yeah, I've heard it.
Yeah.
I'm not a huge fan of that saying. It's always sort of just said ironically because it sounds kind of dumb.
Yeah, well, it's
But,
just like sticks and stones may break my bones, but words will never
that
hurt
one
me
I've
kind
heard
of a thing.
too. Yeah,
it's like I'm rubber, you're glue. Whatever you say to me bounces off of me and sticks to you because you suck.
There's also Spell I Cup.
Oh, that's a classic. Yeah.
But
That's not even a rhyme. I don't know. That's not even a good example.
But like that's definitely something you'd say in school though. Like
it's like universal schoolyard things. Yeah.
Yeah.
Penn Island.
Yep. Join the Pen 15 club.
Yeah, no,
Yeah,
I
join the
haven't
Pen
heard
15
Penn
club.
Island, but Pen 15 I've heard.
join the Pen 15 club.
Yeah.
Yeah, just like dumb grade school shit that I like. It was like a broken version. Like I don't remember what the context was, but I was just like, oh, that's kind of funny. Like he'll appreciate this, and it's just like, what the fuck are you talking about?
Or actually, you know
No.
what the great equalizer that literally everyone on planet Earth knows is
Watch me not
drawing
know
the
it.
cool S.
Drawing the cool S. Yeah.
Oh yeah, I know. that,
Everyone
but,
knows the cool S. No
it's-
one knows
it's
where
the
it comes
cool
from,
S.
but everyone
I
knows
have
it.
no idea where it comes from.
Yeah.
It's just,
it's
I
cool.
think another since a time traveler came back
I
and made
drew
the cool S.
S.
Somehow a time traveler made the cool S relevant to everyone on Earth. And that's how they
the
did
cool
it.
S is in cave drawings.
Yeah.
uh,
Yeah, actually, a caveman time traveled forward. His name was Grog, and he's like, oh, I'll just
S,
make myself known.
did you another thing we were see, I'm so glad we did the OOT race yesterday so that like I could just kind of draw from that and treat you as the glue, like bounce whatever we interacted with there off of me because I'm rubber and then stick to you as glue.
See, it's too wordy, man. It's too wordy.
Yeah, see, that one's
Not
not
a fan
good.
of it.
It's not as good.
Well, yeah, well,
It didn't
it's
catch
fun. Now it's a callback to 3 seconds ago.
That's true.
It didn't catch on because it was rubber and it doesn't stick to it.
We were
glue.
talking. Did you end up watching so when the Ultimate Super Smash Bros. Ultimate came out, the trailer for it, or not the trailer, like one of the ads for it. It's long enough ago now that it's just like novel and maybe not everybody knows, but you hadn't run into it. The "Don't Stop Me Now" Super Smash Bros. Ultimate ad.
Yep, I watched it right before we started. I was like, oh shit, I gotta watch this.
Yeah,
And it was good.
Well-
I was impressed.
yeah. It's just like I rewatched it and I was just like, the fact that the "Don't Stop Me Now" song syncs
It syncs
by
so
Queen,
well. Yeah, and it's so
Yeah.
fitting to every scene. It's like,
it has
damn.
like it's just like supersonic speeds and Sonic shows up.
Yeah, and it's like,
Oh,
I don't know, like
actually, I
200
remember this now.
degrees,
Yeah.
and then it's like Charizard. Yeah, like,
Yeah.
yeah.
Streaking through the sky 200
Yeah.
200 or whatever 100 degrees, and he's just like flying towards whatever, and like Lady Godiva and Isabella.
And that's Isabella, yeah, exactly.
Yeah, it just kind of because Isabella was just like I think it or Lady Godiva was like riding on horses back. Like I don't know exactly. Maybe somebody in the chat is like, oh, you don't know who Lady Godiva is? Sorry, but she would ride on a horse, maybe nude. I can't remember, and just kind of like not show off, but just kind of like present herself and just be like the center of attention essentially. Maybe she's like a fictional character or whatever. I don't actually know, but I remember reading about that being like, and then Isabella is just kind of walking around from Animal Crossing being like, hey, I'm here. Like, and just it goes like one for a while, and like nothing's gonna stop me, and Pit is not being stopped by Ridley.
So Queen are all time travelers.
Yeah,
Because they
essentially.
made this song around this trailer.
There's a bad joke I can make, but I'm not gonna make it.
Well, now I want to hear it.
So
No,
you're walking into a building.
Oh yeah.
Okay, this is this is the big question we ask all our guests. You've probably heard this one before.
I may have. I want to hear it though. The delivery
right,
sells it every time.
I will deliver it to your doorstep right now.
Let's go.
So you're walking into a building, you're wearing the nicest suit. It's a red suit, much like a tomato is red.
Mm-hmm.
This is genius. And Sid is suggesting who it should be at the desk right now, but now out of spite, I'm going to say someone else.
Okay, that's fair.
No. Actually, yours is too perfect. Never mind.
Okay, yeah.
All right. So you have a nice suit. You're riding the elevator up, the marble elevator. No one knows how this technology works. Maybe a time traveler built it. I don't know.
They hired a nerd.
They hired a nerd who can travel through time and work with such resources. Anyway, you're at the top floor, you're walking into the room, and this is a building for Gaming Incorporated, Gaming Inc., if you will. And you were about to be interviewed by none other than Actually Peaches of Sunshine fame. And
he's sick.
But before this interview can start, before we get into the real questions of the interview, whatever, we never actually explained what the questions were before. We're just like, there will be interview questions, who knows. But before the interview starts, you are handing him your resume, not just any resume, your gaming resume full of your greatest gaming achievements. What goes on that resume?
All right. So I think a lot of it also comes down to like selling it, So instead of saying Airstrip 100's world record holder, you say the fastest any human has ever completed 100 coin shine in Super Mario Sunshine ever.
That is such a good way to do it.
Dude, clickbaiting your resume is genius.
Yeah. I don't know. I feel like the most important stuff would be like, I feel like my most important achievements in gaming are like the community oriented stuff I've done. So like, I think to like commentating bingo or Tetris tournaments. I think to like organizing Tetris tournaments. I think of like the one that I organized for like newbies to like get them into the scene. I think of the one that it was like a fundraiser for a guy whose game got DMCA'd by the Tetris company for being better than any of the other Tetris games. So yeah, I guess like a lot of my most important resume stuff is probably that. Then gotta flex my fruit bowl, like he may be interviewing me. We are a 2v2 team though, so I'm definitely putting that. Like I team with the Actually Peaches. You may have heard of him.
You brown noser.
Yeah. Look, man, I really need this job. Okay.
I really like.
Isn't interviewing just a big brown nosing fest anyway?
Yeah.
When it comes down to it.
Yeah.
You walk up to Actually Peaches. I really like spending time with you.
Yeah. Yeah. Let me think of some other stuff. I don't know. I played some I feel like everyone has a ROM hack phase. Is that just me? Who's had a ROM hack phase?
I think I'm too old.
I think I mostly watched Let's Plays of ROM hacks, but didn't play them that much myself.
That's fair. But I don't know. I played a bunch of SM64 ROM hacks. So like I'd probably put like getting some amount of stars in Super Mario 74 on there, because that game was really fucking hard.
Oh yeah.
So like I don't know, that's a pretty big gaming achievement. For me.
Yeah.
Let me think about what else.
While you think about that, Trey, would you put beating the Dark Souls trilogy on your gaming resume now?
I'm trying to think. It would either be that or like a specific thing I did in one of the games.
Oh yeah.
Or I think I would prefer putting beat all the DLC in Dark Souls 2.
Oh yeah,
because that was like the hardest parts of like pound for pound of the games I played so far. And I'm going through the DLC in 3 currently, and it's been pretty fun. So yeah, continue.
All right.
You got anything, Montom?
I thought,
I bought you time.
I remembered Arthur's Absolutely Fun Day, any percent and 100% world record holder for 3 years.
Wait, can you say it again so that we don't step on it?
Arthur's Absolutely Fun Day, 100% and any percent world records for like 3 years now or something. I have like 1,000 runs in both of the categories. It's pretty hype.
That's what we said earlier, where it's just like, oh, you're the Modest Tomato of OOT because you're the ZFG of Arthur.
Yeah.
The ZFG of Arthur.
Yeah.
I love that.
Yeah. I think that's really funny.
Yeah.
I should maybe get back on the grind for that game. Like, I think my 100 time was only 20 seconds off the task. And, like, there were some pretty doable time saves. Like, I think I lose, like, 10 seconds to air hockey or something. I don't know.
Yeah, so explain what this Arthur game is to the viewers.
All right. So, so in Arthur's Absolutely Fun Day, the esteemed game, the goal of the categories is to reach the carnival. And to reach the carnival, you need to collect 16 stars. And what determines what you get a star is really stupid, because it's anything from like put books into like the bookshelves at the library to like score 10 baskets in your own home.
Are they
So
like
it's
gold stars that like teachers give out?
Yeah, they're just like the gold
Oh.
stars that teachers give
No,
out.
they're Mario 64 stars.
Well, I was just like, that's what I was thinking. I was just
Yeah,
like,
you
stars
run.
is
Yeah,
so-
it's 16 stars.
It's literally the 16 star category.
Yeah. And then so any percent is you play the fucking book mini game 16 times to get 16 stars. But it's actually like interesting. It's actually very similar to Tetris of all things, because like you move left and right, and you need to like, the strategy is to like, there's like a delay before you can put the book into the bookshelf. So if you play perfectly, RNG doesn't matter. But it's really hard to play perfectly because you need to like start your acceleration leftwards before grabbing the book, and then you need to grab the book and then use your leftward acceleration to reach the left in time. But like you don't want to accelerate too early, or otherwise you're gonna like go too far and not grab the book. So like it's like surprisingly technical, I guess.
This sounds insane.
Yeah.
This is my kind of speed game.
It's a lot of fun. I recommend it. You know, I need some competition after all these years.
So I have to play Arthur. I have to speedrun Arthur. I have to play Yoshi's Woolly World and
cry at the ending.
And cry at the ending.
Cry at the ending, yeah.
Because I'm turning it back into a human. I'm turning back into Ryan Reynolds.
Yeah.
And then I don't know what the third thing is, but yeah.
Yeah, 100%'s like very different and very RNG. So for 100%, you need to play all the mini games at least once, and then you play the book one like 6 times. But
how fast is the book one?
The book one is like, if you play it like very, very well, like you only lose a couple of frames, you get a 41 in-game timer, and it counts down from 1 minute after like the first 2 phases.
What's the second fastest game?
So there's actually some that come close. So like if you do the Cars mini game where you like, there's like a Cars one, it's literally an auto scroller. If you do that one enough times, you only lose like, I don't know, something like 15 seconds of the record. Like they're very close together.
And it's an auto scroller.
And it's an auto scroller. Like,
so you just have to.
The world record at one point was literally someone doing the auto scroller 16 times.
So that's like safety marathon strats. Is you do the car minigame 16 times.
I mean, I don't know. I think I could do the book minigame faster pretty consistently, but I don't know. Maybe
I don't know, man. You don't want to marathon pressure, I'm telling you.
Yeah,
even if it's Arthur.
Even if it's you move left and right and you put the book in the cubby.
Hey, that sounds just like Tetris. In Tetris, you can choke. That's all I'm saying.
That's in Tetris, I could totally choke, yeah.
You choke one of the book mini games, and you're just like, oh, you know what? I'm gonna cool down with the auto scroller.
Yeah.
Go
The thing is, you have to move on the world map to get to the auto scroller. That's part of the time loss. Yeah, you gotta.
I knew there was gonna be some nerdy shit why that was bad.
Yeah. Sorry,
like, you know that. Like, I see where you're coming from, but that's actually a bad idea.
Yeah.
I knew you were gonna say something like that, but like, yeah.
But 100%
I got something for your resume.
Is sorry, I got it. Let me have my Arthur moment real
You have
quick.
to talk about
Arthur,
write it down, Trey.
Okay.
Write it down. Don't Mark S. Brownlee that.
Sorry.
100% is annoying because there's a lot of RNG, and it is like, I'd say it's worse than SMS RNG.
Damn,
because
that's pretty bad.
3 of the mini games have RNG, but like the odds are very low. So the basketball mini game is like, it feels like a crapshoot, and you need to hit all 10 of your throws. But like, it's not consistent. Like sometimes your throw will just miss, even if you do the same input. So it's like, that's weird. So like I don't know, like 85% of resets will happen at the basketball game, which is like, and that's the first mini game. So like,
how is the basketball game controlled? Is it like a meter or something?
You tap the A button and you pray the ball goes into the basket. If you hold the A button too long, it goes like over the house or whatever, and then you don't. Doesn't work. So like, you just tap it ASAP. It might be like, this is my theory. All right, this isn't proven, but you know how like in Super Smash Brothers Melee, there's like UCF fixes how like it checks on a certain frame whether your dash input happens on like in 1 frame or in 2 frames, and like no matter how fast you press it, like sometimes you just don't get a dash back or something. I feel like it might be something like that, or like it, like if you hold it for more than like 1 frame, but it checks for like, even if you tap it, like maybe if you just tap it and like almost instantly release it, but like the frame where it checks for the whether you've held the button for a longer than a frame. Does this make sense?
Yeah,
Something like that.
It kind of makes sense.
If you press a button and it's at the very tail end of a frame, leading into the front of a frame, then it'll vary the time versus something else.
Yeah, so that's my theory. It's not proven. I don't know if that's true, but that is how it feels, and it is very inconsistent.
I was going to say that those basketball controls are exactly the same as the basketball minigame in Final Fantasy VII controls.
Oh, interesting.
Because there's like an arcade section of that game full of like various arcade games, and there's a game where you can shoot a ball into a hoop based on how long you hold the A button. Mm-hmm. And it's pretty intense because each time it goes up, it's all or nothing. So you can go as many times in a row as you want, and the amount you get, or whatever, like casino or tokens you get at this arcade, the amount you get per basket goes up every single time. But until you choose to stop playing, you don't get anything. Mm-hmm. So if you miss one, you lose everything.
Damn, those are some sick stakes.
I'm having such a good time just listening to you guys talk about basketball minigames.
Yeah. It's especially intense because when you get to like 10 or so, there's, I think, a double or nothing deal where it's like, or no, actually, no, that's where it's intense. As if you, it's not intense on the first 9 or so because actually, if you do fail, you get whatever you got. Mm-hmm. But on the 10th one, I believe, it's double or nothing. Where you get it and you have 20 tokens, or you miss and you get 0.
Oh,
that's where it gets intense.
That's
double
spicy.
Or nothing. But yeah, that's I just noticed the comparison. Arthur on what's Arthur for? NES?
Game Boy Color.
Game Boy Color? Arthur on Game Boy Color and Final Fantasy VII have a basketball minigame in common.
Yeah, they're like the same. What are the other minigames? There's the pancake flipping minigame, which is an auto-scroller, but I think it's based on a global timer. So, like, I don't know. Like, if you just start the game instantly, you'll generally get, like, a pretty solid global timer on the pancake cycles. Because, like,
I know about global timers because Pac-Man World 2 has one.
I don't know what global timer means.
So essentially, global timer. Or you can
go. Okay, I'm done. Yeah.
We'll talk over one another.
But yeah, what a global timer is like from power on, like it just like sets a timer in motion, and then like if you like start on like a different frame, I guess, like when like your run timer would start, like you can like manipulate your global timer kinda. That they do that in Mario 1 too, where like they like wait a certain amount of time before starting. So that they get like a good frame rule or whatever, because it's a global timer.
Right.
Yeah.
And it activates even before you hit start on the game.
Okay.
So it's like that essentially. But that happens after the basketball minigame. And like even like a good global timer versus a bad one only is like a difference of like 2 seconds max. So it like doesn't matter that much yet.
Hey man, 2 seconds is everything in Arthur.
It can be. I don't know.
Yeah. Hey, 20 seconds off task. 2 seconds.
True. That's 2 seconds.
That's in fact, okay, let me run the numbers. 10%.
Yes.
That's true.
Numbers Ben ran.
What was your Marcus Brownlee segue, Trey?
Oh, I was going to say, I know something that goes in your resume.
I'm down.
And I'm once again going to phrase it in a clickbaity way to get Peach's attention. Has a better time in 40-line sprint than Trey.
That's true.
Ooh.
I do. That is
the Tetris Legends Trey.
I'm gonna be honest. I don't even like my sprint compared to my like multiplayer skill is like very bad. It's like,
oh yeah, I'm sure
there's people who I beat, or at least I used to anyway. Sure. Everyone's so good now, but they had like I don't know, like low 20-second sprints, and I just like beat them in tournament. It's like sick.
But yeah, like they require different skill sets, and it sounds like. I don't know. To me personally, multiplayer sounds a lot more enjoyable than just grinding 40-line sprint.
Agree, yeah.
So I can see where that comes from. It's a
lot more technical, and there's like a lot more depth.
Yeah.
Like, yeah. I can't wait to see where it goes.
The one technical thing I know about 40-line sprint is when you're moving a piece left and right,
finesse.
Rather than moving it into position, like let's say you want the piece to be 1 block from the left.
Mm-hmm.
Rather than tapping the button the amount of times to get to that position, you want to like slam it into the wall to move it 1 over.
Oh.
Yep. That's finesse.
I know that's a thing. Finessing. It's called finessing.
Finesse,
yeah.
Yep.
I didn't know that.
It's a sick name.
So you slam it against the wall, then 1 over versus like
tapping
precisely
3 times
tapping it 4
because it's
times.
less input. Yeah.
Exactly.
It's less brain input. It's less thumb input.
My finesse is also very bad because I've never learned it. That's, I think, part of what makes my sprint so bad. Plus, I overuse hold. I'll have like 60 holds in a 100-piece sprint. It's not good.
Oh.
I think that my problem is I underuse hold because I'm always just trying my best to like adapt any piece I can that I have available.
I really consider myself the Goldilocks of hold, you know?
Ooh, you're that rare Goldilocks hold person. Use it just the right
What makes you
amount.
the Goldilocks? Oh, it's just the right. I see, yeah.
Like, you guys, you use it too much. Like, Trey uses it too little, and I'm just right, you know?
Yeah, that's why you're the god of Tetris. Among Us. Dude, every episode I say Among Us at some point. It's so annoying.
Why do you keep doing it?
I don't know.
Don't do it. Amongst.
I literally have one job. It's to not say Among Us, and I keep doing it. It's crazy.
Yeah.
Oh, well.
Guess you were feeling a little sussy. That's
yes, I was indeed.
What a zoomer this guy is. So is there? Do you think there's anything else to put on your resume? Like we're getting to the end here. We've been going for what, an hour 50.
Oh yeah, we've had a wrap. It's been like 2 hours.
Oh yeah, true.
We're getting to the end, but is there any other games or whatever?
Like, I feel like there's more stuff.
But there's always more stuff.
But I don't know. I'll let you know if I think of it. I'll come up with something in the comments. How does that sound?
You'll call Peaches back like, hey, I know I didn't mention it on the interview, but I did this cool thing.
Look, I would have gone in prepared, all right? I was told no prep for this interview, all right?
You just have a cover letter like KO. Oh yeah, special skill. What do you think your gaming special skill is? I know it's not as eloquently asked in other, but like we're getting to the end. So
yeah, that's fair.
What do you think?
That's tough. I didn't see this one. I didn't even remember was a question. So I didn't think about it at all.
I forgot until just now.
Gaming special skill.
Yeah.
I feel like, I don't know, maybe being stubborn. Whenever I set my mind on something, I'm like, fuck you. I don't like. I will not be deterred. Like, I don't know, Bianco 3 Reds, for example.
Hey man, we don't say stubborn here. We say determination.
Yeah, that's true.
You gotta phrase it in a good way.
Yeah.
And I like to think
brown nose.
Quick aside, like my special skill is like patience or whatever, and like my mentality lately. I did a Sunshine any % stream today, and I was half a minute ahead. Like I don't do any %, and I have like a 39th tier time, and it's whatever. I'm okay with it, but. I was 30 seconds ahead after like the first half, and I bungled it all away with EYG, and I was just like, okay, but we're still fine, and I was like plus 10, and I continued and I clawed back the run, and I got 7 extra King Boo. And
that's rough.
And I was just like, well, this run's dead now, but like my mentality was like, yeah, it's good that like I can still like finish this run and it still be like okay. But like even after screwing up EYG, I was sitting there going like, well, if this 116s, this would be cool. Like my mentality is in some instances is so immaculate that I'm just really impressed by it. And Anti-Slicer, who listens to the podcast, shout outs. He was in my stream today, and he was just like he constantly thinks to the progress moment in Vanquish, where like I told it about it on the podcast, where it's just like I made it to the checkpoint and I didn't realize it, and I'd been playing it for like hours and hours and hours, that boss fight, and I finally got to the second phase and I died, and I was just like, fuck, like I had that like, oh my god, I can't believe, but then I was just like progress, and then it reloaded and it was the checkpoint, and I thanked God, and like I ran out of the room screaming, and but I was just so happy in that moment. But like that, even though I didn't know the checkpoint was there, progress, I still wanted to like I my mind was still like ready to just jump back into that fight and try to beat it. So I just wanted to get that quickly in before we wrapped up, because I had it on my mind today and I forgot about it until just now.
Yeah.
But yeah, is there so like SB, we'd like to ask you if you have any shout outs.
Sure. Shout out to my new boss, Peaches. Thanks for the job, bro.
Whoa, you're that confident that he hired you.
Yeah. Look, looks brown nosing. All right.
Hey, to be fair, in this job market, people are pretty desperate to get workers, so yeah, it's pretty safe to assume you'll get it.
That's true. Yeah, I don't know. Shout out like the whole bingo community. Shout out the Tetris folk. They're pretty awesome too. I think the communities are like so different too, which is I don't know. Like I know we're wrapping it up, but that's almost something I wish I could have touched on a little more.
Yeah, the difference being that the Tetris players are nerds and we're cool in SMS. So
we'll go with it. Sure, I'm down. Get wrecked, Tetris players.
Yeah.
I'm just kidding. We're all nerds.
Yeah, well, yeah, we can have you back at one point, and we can talk about communities. Communities is a good idea.
Sure. Yeah. No, community is
like
it's one of the most important things to me.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I undervalued community when I started speedrunning myself, and then I realized the importance of it later.
Mm-hmm.
So
yeah.
And then I've rediscovered it lately. The importance of community.
Yeah. Like I don't think I'd still be playing SMS if there weren't so many sick people to hang out with.
Hey, would you pay for coaching?
Would I pay for coaching in SMS?
Yeah, I remember talking like Lou Marty was coaching you, and I was just trying to help you with stuff. And there was a conversation, like I can't remember who brought it. I was just like, oh, would you be okay with people? Or I guess the question is, would you pay for coaching? Would you be okay with people pay like coaching in SMS?
Like requiring
being paid for
coaching?
It. Yeah.
I mean, I'd barter with you if you want Tetris coaching and I get SMS coaching.
We can barter.
I don't need coaching. My 53 is already gone.
Yeah. There's no improvement that one.
There's nowhere to go from there.
Yeah. You're right.
Yeah, sure. I could offer you stuff with my 120 prowess. I've been playing for 8 years, but I'm average Trey in this situation. I guess it's too close to home. I've been playing for 8 years, but I don't play 120. It's just like, yeah, but you can't help me. I'm too good at Tetris.
Tetris has a free coaching system, which is like, I think it's definitely helping a lot of players improve. Because there's just coaches who are just like, I don't know, top X. Like, even like people who will like win tournaments then people will be like, yo, can I get a coach? And they'll be like, sure. And then they'll just sit down for an hour. Yeah.
I was like, top X.
Yeah, I don't know. All the like few older people, because like I don't know, the like number 1 and 2 right now are like 15, and they're like, I don't know.
Oh yeah.
So like I don't know, they aren't super interested in coaching and stuff. But I think a lot of the more like old and mature people, which not a lot of people in Tetris. I don't know, average age like 15, kind of, just also a little different. Where it's especially like here I'm the young guy, you know, and then there I'm like the boomer. Just crazy.
Really?
Yeah.
That's crazy.
I mean, there's definitely people older than me, but like I'm definitely by far on the old side for the Tetris community.
Well, I'm definitely on the boomer side of Super Mario Sunshine, so I have respect for you there.
Yeah,
but
fellow boomers.
It's been nice having you on. It's been just kind of a nice, just like your commentary, like the compliments you get for commentary is just very casual and chill.
I had fun hanging out.
Yeah,
it was great.
It was nice to have you on. I didn't know you were Error 101, so I will acknowledge that in the future.
I'm gonna look at you a different way now on YouTube for sure.
Now you'll read into it. It's like, God, what a dumbass. Yeah, he said this.
Nerd.
Yeah,
who's this fucking nerd?
Yeah.
So, Trey, if you want to wrap us up,
All right. Well, it's been a pleasure having you on, Modest Tomato. But we are on Spotify and Google Podcasts, and the YouTube channel Sid and Trey. If you want to check us out,
leave
a comment below. We always read them. We sometimes respond to them.
I'll read them.
Yep.
Even.
I'm down.
Yeah. Error 101 even does it.
That's true.
And
that was episode 22.
Yes. And have a good one, folks.
Peace. Yeah. Yeah.
Bye.
You crushed it.
That's all I got.